Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. And all month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is having a summer sale event on select floor pieces. Stop in and check out their hot summer buys all month long through Labor Day weekend. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or their private label flippable mattress line. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally free of charge, or you can pick it up from their showroom. So stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today for their summer sales event and save big on select floor pieces and take what you love home today. And save even more in their clearance room with many new markdowns and price to sell items. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Well, good times, Andrew Dominio. Good times.
Keeping my head over water, making
So are the hotkeys working?
No. That's
Okay.
my knowledge. I don't
right.
think so. Let's try in the form
We can try one. Go ahead and just hit something. No.
No.
I don't have anything
Nothing's
coming through there.
working.
And it is in program. All right, try it.
Yeah, I don't even know what
Anyway,
it is. I don't know
well, we're having a few technical difficulties here this morning. After the big lightning storm and the heavy rain, that we didn't receive. So I was a little surprised to come out this morning and feel humidity in 75 degrees. I didn't expect that. I thought we were going to get some cooler weather.
Yeah, it was humid this morning.
It is humid this morning. Right now, it's humid. And I do want to tell you that when you look, and Richard, I'm not trying to say anything against you.
Well, Richard's right about everything, like Garrett Cole, who gave up 4 runs last night.
I'm not trying to say anything, but I do want to say this. We're looking at 77 today, mostly sunny.
Mm-hmm.
That forecast has changed. Even this morning it's changed. We were looking at some rain. Well, we might get a sprinkle or two. Today's 77, and cloudy skies okay, you're right. Sorry. A stray shower possible this morning. Maybe even a thunderstorm, but turning partly cloudy. 77 today. Tomorrow, 77 and mostly sunny. Friday, 73 and cloudy. 75 Saturday with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see clouds and sun. Sunday, 80 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And Monday, partly cloudy now, not calling for rain, but still cooler and a high of 66, but then warming right back up into the 70s for the rest of the week. So there you go. I wouldn't call that a washout. this weekend by any means.
No. But again, Richard.
However,
in his predictions,
to be fair,
and
it could
opinions.
change. The forecast could change 5 times before we get there.
Did I mention he said that Garrett Cole was still really good and he gave up 4 runs last night?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Richard,
Garrett
he's coming
Cole
after
is
you hard.
great. He's the best. He's awesome. Washed up.
It was good to see Andrew and Davey back in this morning, ripping on the Yankees. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. You were talking about college sports and maybe some changes in the transfer portal.
Yeah, so this has been a big talk the last 24 to 48 hours with regard to the NIL and the transfer portal. It's there was actually a pretty interesting interview that Brian Kilmeade did yesterday with a gentleman, I don't recall his name now, but it was talking about a lot of the reason of why Nick Saban and a lot of these coaches are getting out of college football now, because it's hard to compete and it's hard to deal with players, maybe after you lose a big game or a bowl game saying, hey, yeah, coach, I'm going to transfer to a different team unless you can find me more money. What? What is this, the NFL? Or
you're even seeing, too, it's not just the money. Sometimes it's like, wow, this team isn't winning. I could be a higher prospect for the NFL if I was on a better team.
Big bingo.
And you're seeing that as well. I'm telling you that coming up on a week from Monday, they'll be talking about this at Hamilton College as part of their, I don't know if you saw this, as part of their Common Ground series.
Ooh.
On Monday at Hamilton, Jim Cavall, who is the founder of athletes.org, and Amy Perco, who is the CEO of athletes.org, along with Florida State's, who is the MC is the MC will be Jeremy Foley, who was named University of Florida's Director of Athletics in 1992 and has handled everything in the aspect of the University Athletic Program for 25 years. They're all going to be talking about the future of college sports.
I love this.
And, there's a lot to talk about here. There's the money.
When is this?
There's the unionization. The athletes going from college to college for a better deal. However, without this current situation, I don't think Syracuse would be looking at a team as competitive as they're looking at this year.
No, that's true. I mean,
so it does benefit some schools. That'll be a week from Monday, Davey, at Hamilton College.
No, thank you very much.
The September the 9th.
The interesting thing about that is Fran Brown. Now, here's the big difference, right? You've got your Nick Sabans and your Dabo Sweeneys and all these guys that have been in the league a long time and are used to the traditional way of coaching. And you've got a Fran Brown who's kind of almost embraced it, learned how to navigate it, and has learned how to leverage maybe some unhappy players at other teams and to use that to Syracuse's advantage. So maybe that is why we will see a very successful Syracuse team this year with a younger, fresher coach on the scene.
And that's why Kyle McCord came here, is because
From
he
Ohio
got
State.
Well, that's
only one loss.
That's what I'm saying. You're talking about the potential of good things, but this could turn around and Syracuse could go undefeated this season. I know you chuckle at that. But then turn around next year and just have a horrible team because everybody took off. I mean, or, it's not like the old days where a team does really well, it helps them in recruiting, and all of a sudden they're a powerhouse. Things can change. Are they still willing to pay? And that becomes very, very interesting.
Good times.
I got a nasty message.
You did?
Ooh.
Oh, from who?
I don't even want to list the name. We'll just call him Bob.
I know
somebody
who you got
you
a
would
nasty
recommend.
message from.
You would recognize.
Okay.
Okay, and the topic?
A topic that we discussed yesterday about a particular judge.
Well, judge in Herkimer County becoming the second locally to be potentially removed from office. This is the town judge in Salisbury, Thomas Rathbun, who is currently suspended, as a matter of fact. And part of it is he didn't follow through on the training he was supposed to do, et cetera, et cetera. But comments about "I'm proud to be white" on social media, pictures of the Confederate flag, Confederate symbol, et cetera, and even negative comments about Abraham Lincoln. So here's what I love somebody's opinion on this. If you tell me I'm wrong, I know I'm right. But feel free to tell me I'm wrong.
Try to anyway.
So the nasty gram, if you will, that I received was, "This is America. You have freedom of speech. You should be able to say what you want and say what you feel without worry that you're going to be targeted." And while I do agree with that in for the most part, there are some restrictions on free speech. There's more free speech in this country than anywhere else in the world. But you're a judge. You are a government official. You are everyone should feel comfortable in your courtroom. And if you're ripping on as the judge, this is very much like the Judge Gall issue. You know, the average person can go out and yell at people in their front yard or somebody else's front yard, and say, "Listen, if you don't get off my property, I'm going to shoot you." Because never once, to be fair, never once did anything specifically racist come out of her mouth. However, the Gall videotapes certainly had a racial tone. Like, while I'm looking at them, they don't look like they're going off to business school anytime soon. You know, stuff like that. So, but in this case, if you're a judge and you're praising the Confederate flag, you're denouncing Abraham Lincoln, who basically set the slaves free. If you're a black person walking into that Salisbury courtroom, which probably not many black people walk into that courtroom, then you would feel you're not about to get a fair shot. He is a public official. As a public official, you have to be reserved in your statements. Number two, try that at work. Try going to work someday and you know, speaking all racially and all that stuff. You know what will probably happen to you is you'll get fired. Well, they can't do that. You have free speech. You're not. That doesn't cover your free speech isn't covered there.
Yeah, Little Falls Lumber. There was an individual that had
I remember that. That
swastika
was a long time
tattoo,
ago.
And they
Swasti
were fired.
Bob, they called him. Remember?
Swasti Sam.
Swasti Sam.
Is what you mistakenly misremembered.
All right.
But yeah, he got fired for having that on his arm. Private business. Little Falls Lumber didn't want him working there.
It did not represent their business, so they have every right to get rid of somebody, especially in New York State. So rip away if you'd like, but I'm sorry.
Rip away.
That is, if you disagree, feel free. 315-736-0186. It won't be the last time someone disagrees with me.
No, probably not.
I did a little piece on Labor Day. It's a column. It's a little opinion piece.
Nice. We both did opinion pieces yesterday.
Well, yours was just a rehashing of what I hear every morning at 6 o'clock.
Well, it was a little bit more specified now. It was a little bit more direct.
Mine is the title. The title is "There are so many reasons that year after year I hate Labor Day." And without getting into all of it, the weather plays a role in that just a little bit. Also, you know, when my two boys were younger, it would be the end of them coming to the house and spending 2 weeks with us or a week with us, and then a week with mom, and then a week with us. So you had more longer term visits. And Labor Day meant it went back to Mondays and Thursdays and every other weekend. So that was always depressing. But then beyond that, it's everything else. It's the start of the school year. It is the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the end of the summer. I hate Labor Day. So it may be a stupid little opinion piece, far in the shadows of what Andrew has done. But you may very well.
Yours is probably better.
You may very well agree with me.
But I have to say, even the word Labor Day is kind of like a reminder that, all the fun and games are going away. It's going to be a long, hard, arduous, laborious winter.
Michael, this morning, college sports is going to end up being a have-not society. If you're a small school with a talented athlete, expect to only hold on to them for 1 year. You'll lose them to a school that has rich alumni, rich supporters. Look in the case of SU with McCord. One supporter paid $3.1 million for him to come to SU. That's why he's here.
And that's the thing, is that he was literally written a check.
That's why some are predicting Syracuse will go to the college football playoffs.
They gave him a check for $3.1 million on top of I'd assume, the scholarship he's getting.
I would assume
that's the whole other other cog in
know.
this wheel is, do they start taking scholarships away and making these students pay the tuition?
That's where I think this I don't think it's going to be a debate, because they're really just going to be asked questions about college athletes, college athletics. But that's where that event at Hamilton College is going to be very interesting, I think. Gavin Newsom to what is going on here? National policy on hiring undocumented college students.
To toy with the idea of hiring undocumented students.
Well, it's very interesting because he's in the middle of this crime, this crackdown on crime. And it's very interesting even further in that much of the crackdown is a crackdown on policy that has happened while he has been at the helm. Changes in policy. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio on the line. All right, unravel it all for us, Ryan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, so it's a policy that the state of California legislature has passed. So essentially, it would allow colleges and universities to hire undocumented students who do not have work permits. But California Governor Gavin Newsom has not said if he would sign it into law yet.
Well, and have you watched some of the things that he's done? They're trying to stop this, because California's been really hit hard with these gang break and run. What do they call them?
Smash and grab.
Smash and grabs.
Yeah.
They are trying to put a stop to that, and other crime.
There's
but
a homeless crackdown recently too.
A homeless crackdown, yeah, and that came with a change with the Supreme Court's decision, which basically says you don't have, if they want to come out and lay on your sidewalk, it's a public property. You don't have to let them stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is a crazy. Listen, Ryan Schmelz, this is a crazy world we're living in.
It's a unique time, that's for sure, and of course, it's in the heart of a presidential election season, right?
Right. Which I do think kind of magnifies everything. Why just colleges in this in this decision by the legislature in California?
Well, this is a policy that the California Public School Board, I guess their Board of Education for the public colleges and universities, was weighing this and then ultimately decided not to embark on it. And therefore, you had a number of progressive legislatures who said that this was going to be an opportunity to, help the schools find additional staff that they might not have, or B, allow, students who are struggling financially to have additional opportunities to make money. I think public colleges and universities are struggling to find workers like everybody else is right now. So this is kind of another avenue for that. At least that's what the members of the state legislature who are pushing this were just using to justify it.
This is all very interesting to watch, as a lot of these policies have been relaxed over the last 5 years. And now as a result of that, and especially in a presidential election year, all of a sudden you're seeing many of these liberal leaders going back on and trying to change and undo what they have done. Kind of interesting, I find. Anyway. All right, Ryan, we appreciate it. As always, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News
Seeming
Radio.
a little distant this morning.
Well, I don't think there was a lot to talk about with that topic. I mean, where are you
I feel
going?
like there's a lot of other topics they could have given
I don't think
him.
they should do it. I think they should. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Yeah, there's very little debate over that. I guess I'm surprised they're going down that road. I will not be surprised if Newsom decides that he's not going to sign that into law. All of a sudden, he's become Mr. Conservative when it comes to crime.
It's so strange.
I find that very odd. We'll break, and I want to tell you, just to warn you right now, when we take a break, sometimes what we try to do happens. Other times, what we try to do doesn't happen.
Correct.
Does this
so
make any sense?
frustrating around here.
What's that, Davey?
It's so frustrating around here.
It is. Well, listen, when you can't, things can't get better without things getting putrid.
Annoying at first, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Things
there you go.
get ridiculously worse before they get
Well,
better.
that's what happens. That's what happens. I'm trying to be positive. How about that? Hold on tight. We'll come right back. We have a free money question this morning, and Davey is feeling feisty. Will you hear the money that is going to be on the line this morning for Hobica's free money question of the day? We'll tell you in a second.
There's no glory in getting beat up on the job. Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting work done. But Ferris commercial mowers at Clinton Tractor help you finish strong and feel good doing it with patented suspension technology. Visit Clinton Tractor today for a test drive and feel the Ferris difference. Or go to clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Whatever happened to Tony Horton, the guy who created the revolutionary P90X?
2017, I was knocked down. A very rare type of shingles that went straight into my brain. My body was completely wasting away. I started researching everything related to building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about the potential of HMB plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to helping build new muscle.
So Tony developed high-impact protein by Power Life.
Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination. Reshaping your body each and every day. More energy, burn more fat, and probably drop a few pounds along the way.
High-impact protein by Power Life is a tasty once-a-day powder that comes in either whey or plant protein. Go to mypowerlife.com and use code MUSCLE to save 30%. Tony even offers a 90-day guarantee. Go to mypowerlife.com or text MUSCLE to 511-511. Text MUSCLE to 511-511 today. All individuals are unique. Your results can and will vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music and Electronics. Do you want to protect your property or business? We sell and install hundreds of camera surveillance systems each year, and we are New York State licensed. Big Apple Music sells security cameras with Starlight night vision, giving the best picture in the dark so you have the best chance of catching criminals. Our showroom is located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, where we can give you a demonstration or we'll come spec the job at your location. Big Apple Music, 315-732-4162.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Dr. Robert Fleischer, urologist with Mohawk Valley Health System. MVHS, in collaboration with Upstate Urology, is hosting a free prostate cancer screening event throughout the month of September to recognize Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and encourage men to get screened. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer and unfortunately the second leading cause of cancer death in American men. approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime. Early diagnosis of prostate cancer significantly increases the likelihood of survival. The free screenings include a prostate exam with a prostate-specific antigen blood test. I strongly encourage all men aged 45 to 75 to participate. Early detection can mean the difference between life and death. For more information or to register, please visit mvhealthsystem.org or call 315-624-4600. That's 315-624-4600.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, so I have a lot to get to here today. Some of it is just ridiculous. Other, we're in Labor Day week, so some people have taken off. They've gotten their little campers and decided to ride off into the sunset.
Bye.
And camp away in cooler weather this weekend. The other reason I got to tell you Labor Day stinks.
Yeah.
Labor Day, the actual day, is terrible because most people have to go to work on Tuesday. So let's say you go to Old Forge or you go to Speculator or someone like that. What do you do on Monday? All right, we're packing up and going home. Nobody, and you try to go in and see all the big crowds of people hanging out with the beautiful weather. Nope. A lot of people just head home.
Yeah.
And it's like a ghost town. It begins the ghost town season, I guess, for Labor Day. It's one of the reasons why I'm not a big Labor Day fan. It is official. We talked about this yesterday. Oasis is getting back together. What I learned yesterday is
we're going back to the story.
I never realized that Oasis was as big as it was, and I know you said they are terrible.
Well, they only have one good song. I mean, they only have one.
Two.
What's the other one? There's Wonderwall and what else?
Wonderwall and the other one. Apparently, though, in Great Britain, they're enormous.
Oh, well, that's,
It's Wonderwall and Wonderwall.
Oasis hits. Oasis hits. Here we go.
Sorry, results
But
not
apparently
found.
they had to cut their career short because, Champagne Supernova.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wonderwall. Their big hit, Supersonic. Their big hit, Stand By Me and Don't Look Back in Anger and Stop Crying Your Heart Out. Apparently those are all huge.
How many passion people change?
Shh, please.
waking the folks up this morning.
I started with a headache.
Smitty's laughing at me in there.
Okay, so apparently the two brothers got so angry with each other that they hated each other and just quit the band.
That happens. That happened to the Black Crowes.
One is the kind of the more in your face on stage member. The other one is the quote brilliance, they say, behind the music, and that's where you know where that all comes in, right? Everybody thinks he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the UK, this is enormous. They'll do a string of concerts in the UK next summer. There's no word who else will be in the band. They haven't played together since August of 2009, and they actually released a promo video yesterday.
Do you have a little bit of audio from it?
I will, yeah. And the famous story of Liam running their 1996 MTV Unplugged performance and heckling his brother.
That's awesome.
During songs.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's there's
you
probably
suck,
the
stuff like that.
or superiority complex.
That's real. It really did happen.
Yeah.
Here is audio from their little promo that they put together. Here we go.
Me and him are like telepathic, you know what I mean? I know my brother better than anybody else. When both come together, we have greatness. I need to be myself. We made people feel something that was indefinable.
You hear those songs. I don't even know what that song is. I don't think it was as big in the United States. But this one, we know this song.
You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Oh, okay, I know that one.
Yep, this one we know. They had more hits than you really know about.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're coming back, and it was just a huge, everywhere you turned yesterday was Oasis. Everywhere you turn. A model, a web model, OnlyFans, went on vacation in Spain and caught a hotel receptionist on camera stealing her underwear.
Ew, ew, ew.
Here is Rara Armstrong watching the video. I don't think I'm going to play her comments, but I just want to say, when you stay in a hotel, beware. There are things you do not know who's going into your room.
Especially, if somebody of her profession going into
especially if someone knew that.
Yeah, well, they probably already are following her on OnlyFans. And,
that's possible. Yeah. That would be possible. A Florida man is being charged with multiple felony counts for pointing a gun at a man and a woman during a road rage incident. Here's Sergeant Dominic. I think pointing the gun at them, if they're going at each other in the road rage incident, is not such a terrible thing. Like, hey, I'll shoot you two if you don't stop fighting. Anyway, here's the audio.
Suspect in a black Mercedes, for whatever reason, consistently was brake checking them. And he's cursing, he's agitated, he's challenging the driver to get out of the vehicle, and the driver is remaining as calm as he can be. The driver, as you can see in the video, is armed himself, showed extreme restraint and not using his firearm in self-defense.
Oh, so she's the one with the firearm. I don't know what happened there. NASA decided to bring Boeing's Starliner spacecraft back to Earth without its crew. Jeez. Now, is this like yesterday's news? Because this was big yesterday. No, this is today. They're going to bring back the spacecraft, no crew. Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams have to spend the next 240 days in space on the International Space Station. They won't come back down until at least February. And here's audio. I'm not playing that.
That's awesome.
Apparently there was a huge, for Labor Day week, a huge pub crawl. And it was in Canada, and it was in honor of Mrs. Roper on Three's Company.
Come and knock on a door.
Do you remember her?
Yes, she was.
At one point, Mr. Roper was played by, they had two people playing him. Or maybe they had two people who owned the place.
Yes, that's what it was. The Ropers sold it to Don Knotts'
Don
character.
Knotts, yeah.
Yeah, Ralph Furley he was.
Okay.
Furley, yeah.
You got a busy phone day in there, Davey.
What the hell?
There is a mosquito in here that I'm sure is triply positive.
Positive it's dead.
And it's not dead. I know it's coming after you. Anyway, that is what's happening here today.
Got the Fauci
Coming
fever.
Up, we'll speak with John Zogby from Zogby Strategies. He has a new book and the latest polls. We'll get his take on where we are, and we now do have confirmation that there will be, in about a week, there will be a debate between the former president and the current vice president, both candidates for the presidency of the United States.
Yeah, and the
Harris
interesting thing...
and Trump, there will be a debate.
The interesting thing was, and there were so many different reports swirling about yesterday, that Harris did not want the mics to be muted when the other candidate was speaking.
So you realize that there's a strategy to this.
Yeah.
So the reality is they want America to hear Trump continue to interrupt her, because he will. Mm-hmm. He's going to do it even with the mics off, right? So their thoughts are that Trump will be uncontrollable, he can't be controlled, and it will not benefit him. So now they want the mics left open during that time.
Also, many were saying that she would have the ability to interrupt Trump.
She would
if
also
she
have
feels
the
like
ability.
he's not saying something truthful.
She could say that's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true. Which, you could imagine. So now Trump is saying the debate is going forward, and the mics will not. It's amazing how all of a sudden Trump is okay with the mics being shut down and not want them on. That I can't keep up with these guys. I just can't keep up with it all. And she wants the mics left on. I just can't keep up with it. I can see why Biden didn't, because he was still comprehending by the time he had a chance to make a comment.
As a viewer of said debate, I appreciate the muting of the mics.
So you're good with it?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
They still talk.
Yeah, they
you
do.
Just
But you
hear
don't
echoing.
hear them.
You hear
Yeah, you don't
a
really
little
hear them.
echoing in the background. You know what's going on, but you hear a little echoing in the background. Anyway, we'll speak with John Zogby about all of that coming up next hour. Hobica's free money question of the day. Davey, good morning. Welcome to Wednesday.
Good morning.
How much money are we looking at? The potential amount to be given away for Hobica's free money question of the day.
$300.
Wow, he's moving on up.
$300. We'll do that at 7:35 this morning. That's pretty good.
It's because I'm feisty and mad this morning about what's going on around here.
What are you mad about? Just technical problems? You're having issues? Yeah. Well, things happen, man. You just got to keep plowing forward. Jeremy Rosenthal, former prosecutor turned defense attorney. This is big. He wants an audition?
Yeah.
Okay.
And program.
And program?
Yeah.
Okay. He wants to talk about politics in the workplace. And this can be very dangerous and could get people fired. You got to be pretty darn careful about politics in the workplace. And there are people that are aggressive on both sides. Andrew Reed, the Reed Rundown. We'll do those legal stories, and then Ryan Nobles will be on later on this morning as well from NBC. And there'll be plenty to get to with Ryan. We got a pretty decent couple of days on the way here. Upper 70s.
Yeah.
The clouds we might still get a little rain, maybe even a thunderstorm, but it'll turn decent today with partly cloudy skies, highs in the upper 70s. And then tomorrow, full sunshine and a high again in the upper 70s. We may see some of that rain coming on Friday. There you go. Or is it Saturday? I don't know. Full forecast is coming up. You'll have all of it. Also, as we mentioned, Hobica's free money question of the day. $300 is on the line. And we'll do that at 7:35. Give somebody the opportunity. I think we have a really good question already ready to go here for a Wednesday during this Labor Day week. So get ready for all of that. All right, we'll break, and we have news coming up top of the hour at 7 o'clock. And then John Zogby here on a Wednesday morning on WIBX.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is here. Take up to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified customers. Save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic, $1,000 on Purple, $700 on Stearns & Foster, and $1,350 on Puffy.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
The Stanley Theater in downtown Utica presents 1964, The Tribute, on Thursday, September 19th. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit thestanley.org.
By now, you've probably heard of Upside, the free app that gets you real cash back at gas stations. But Upside is so much more than just a gas app. Upside lets you earn cash back at more than 85,000 grocery stores, gas stations, and restaurants, including popular national chains and local favorites. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back on your purchase. There are no complicated points or rebates. With Upside, you can earn up to $10 cash back every time you go to the grocery store or dine out. That's up to $10 right back in your pocket on every meal out and every grocery run. The best part? You can earn on top of your credit or debit card rewards. Download Upside today. Use promo code SNACK10 and get a 10% cashback bonus on your first purchase. Get the Upside app and use promo code SNACK10 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. That's promo code SNACK10. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Indicted again, Gianna Delosy, Fox News special counsel Jack Smith revisiting previous election subversion charges against former President Donald Trump to work around the recent Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity.
The former president still has the same 4 core charges from when he was indicted last year. It narrows some of the language. The language is a little bit tighter, and it takes out mentions of certain people that special counsel Jack Smith felt that he could not move forward if he wanted to be successful in court. Something else to point out, a brand new grand jury heard evidence in this case and decided to indict. This is not the same grand jury from last year. Now, this all comes after the Supreme Court early last month on July 1st ruled on presidential immunity, ruling in Trump's favor, making it more difficult for Jack Smith, the special counsel, to bring in certain aspects of his original case, a case that was supposed to go to trial, Brett, in early March of this year, but the justices ruled that presidents have broad immunity for official duty.
Fox's David Spunt, former President Trump, scoring 2 endorsements from former Democrats and in return adding them to his transition team if he's reelected in November.
The Trump campaign announced that Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be joining the transition team, giving them an opportunity to influence who will help run the government if President Trump is elected. Trump campaign senior advisor Brian Hughes wrote in a statement, quote, as President Trump's broad coalition of supporters and endorsers expands across partisan lines, we are proud that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard have been added to the Trump-Vance transition team. Both Gabbard and RFK Jr. are former Democrats.
That is Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. The Harris Walls ticket is going to be heading to South Georgia for a bus tour today. Senator J.D. Vance will be campaigning in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, and former President Donald Trump will be visiting Michigan and Wisconsin tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, if you're in the market for a rifle, a shotgun, or a revolver, you definitely want to go with the best in the business. And as far as I'm concerned, that's only one place, Henry Repeating Arms. You're going to be amazed by the quality craftsmanship, the buttery smooth action. It makes them a pleasure to shoot. Every one of my Henrys accurate right out of the box. They've all been reliable ever since. Now, the best way to learn about Henry's 200 models, just go to their website. It's one word, henryusa.com. You'll get a free catalog. They'll send you free decals, a list of dealers where you are, and they have a great newsletter as well, and they showcase their made-in-America firearms. Henrys are backed by a lifetime warranty, 100% satisfaction. Made in America, not made at all. That simple. And if you have questions, you can call their award-winning customer service department. Speak with an expert that will help you. Make sure you go to henryusa.com, get your free catalog, free decals, a list of dealers where you are, henryusa.com, a great American company.
Former President Donald Trump saying the September 10th debate is on and the rules have been outlined.
Former President Trump wrote in a Truth Social post that the rules applied to the CNN debate between him and President Biden will apply to the September 10th ABC debate in Philadelphia with Vice President Harris. This means the microphones will remain off when the other person is speaking. The Harris campaign had said they wanted the mics to remain on, and they said in response to this agreement that while both candidates were willing to debate with unmuted mics, it appears Donald Trump is, quote, letting his handlers overrule him. The Harris campaign also denies ever asking to bring notes into the debate. Separately, Vice President Harris is planning a sit-down interview with CNN this Thursday night in what is being billed as a joint interview with her vice presidential pick, Tim Walz. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
And Vice President Kamala Harris's team, though, says the issue of open mics remains an open discussion. Reaction fast and fierce after Meta claims the Biden administration encouraged the company to censor COVID content.
Following Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg's admission in a letter to members of Congress that he got pressure from the White House to remove COVID-related content, Senator J.D. Vance, the GOP vice presidential nominee, said it's a sign of unchecked influence.
That is crazy. That is the revelation of censorship in a way that affected an American election. We should be really concerned about it, and frankly, it suggests that both our government and the big tech censors, they're way too powerful.
Republicans say Meta's letter supports free speech. The White House responded saying it was calling for responsible actions to protect the public. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Palestinian officials say Israel is carrying out raids in the occupied West Bank, where its forces have killed at least 9 Palestinians and sealed off the city of Jenin. Israel says the operations are required to dismantle Hamas and other militant groups and prevent attacks on Israelis. Yesterday, a hostage was rescued from Gaza after more than 300 days in captivity. I'm Gianna Gelosi. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. This update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. Right now, we're at 71 degrees under cloudy skies. We've got your full weather forecast coming up. More mosquitoes carrying the West Nile virus have been found in Oswego County. The latest batch of infected insects were discovered in both Hastings and Central Square. The county health department recently conducted aerial sprays over Toad Harbor in an attempt to kill off as many mosquitoes as possible. It's recommended residents use insect repellent when outdoors and remove any standing water from their properties. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles is offering tips to students as the new academic year starts. College kids who are away from home for the first time should check and ensure their vehicle registration, safety inspection, auto insurance, and license are all up to date. And for younger students, it's important they make sure to get on and off their school bus safely each day. Drivers are also urged to never pass a stopped school bus or face the possibility of a heavy fine and points on their license. A Utica man wanted on an outstanding warrant has been arrested after an alleged larceny. Utica police say they were called to the Hannaford Plaza on Mohawk Street for the alleged theft and located the suspect riding a bicycle on James Street. Police attempted to stop him, but he evaded officers until crashing into one of them on Tracy Street. The officer suffered a hand injury and was exposed to bodily fluids from the suspect, so he was transported to Wynn Hospital. The suspect, identified as 38-year-old Kevin Robinson, was charged with resisting arrest, petty larceny, and other violations. A Utica man was also arrested on rape charges. According to Utica police, a victim reported to the department on August 22nd that she had been sexually assaulted by a man she knew. The victim stated the man assaulted her against her will on 2 occasions within a week. Police located the suspect, identified as 36-year-old Shane Kavanaugh, the following day and arrested him at his residence. Kavanaugh was taken to Utica Police Department and was charged with felony first-degree rape. And a Colorado man says he keeps getting Trump shirts in the mail that he never ordered. The man, known only as Rick, told KUSA in Denver on Tuesday that back in mid-July he started receiving white button-up sports jerseys with the Trump 2024 on the front and a picture of Trump on the back with the words "chillin' like a felon." Rick said he then started getting the shipments about every 2 or 3 days and now has about 20 Trump jerseys. He said he believes people are trying to return the jerseys to TikTok's online store, but the QR code is sending them to his home. Rick said he would like it to stop. That's a great story. It is 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by the leader in service, Clinton Tractor on Meadow Street in Clinton. Visit them online at clintontractor.net. For today, we will see mostly cloudy skies gradually become sunny with a possibility of a rain shower in the morning. We'll see a high in the mid to upper 70s. Cloudy overnight with a low around 56. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high in the mid 70s. Right now, 72 degrees under cloudy skies at 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. Some NFL news. The Giants parted ways with a pair of veterans before trimming their roster down to 53. Wide receivers Allen Robinson and the second and Isaiah Hodgins were cut by the G-men on Tuesday. In Kansas City, the Chiefs are moving on from one of their offensive playmakers. Kansas City has cut wide receiver Kadarius Toney at the NFL's deadline to trim rosters to 53 on Tuesday. Tony's tenure, I should say, in Kansas City will be remembered most for his performance during the team's Super Bowl 57 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. The quarterback cupboard in Cleveland is stocked. The Browns chose to keep 4 quarterbacks on the 53-man roster following Tuesday's deadline. Star quarterback Deshaun Watson is joined by primary backup Jameis Winston, along with Tyler Huntley and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. To the major leagues, the Yankees, they just continue to amaze me. They go from winning in great fashion to losing in terrible fashion, as the Yankees were unable to complete the comeback after falling to the Nationals 4-2 in D.C. Garrett Cole was charged with the loss after allowing 3 runs on 6 hits over 5 innings pitched. Anthony Volpe was credited with the only RBI of the game for the Yanks after driving home Jazz Chisholm Jr. in the top of the 9th. New York is now leading the AL East at 78-55. They're only a game up as Baltimore won last night. They'll close out the 3-game series tonight at Nationals Park.
I understand it's frustrating. I get it when a team loses, but you don't. I mean, I'm looking at the Yankees here and looking at their first of all, their last 10 games.
Yeah.
They're 5-5 in their last 10 games.
Okay, that's mediocre. That's a mediocre team.
But
if you're starting the season, you're 5-5. Nobody would look at you and say, "Wow, that's a team that's going to go far in the playoffs."
Well, but when you're so many games above 500, and you are a game ahead of the Orioles, you're almost 10 games ahead of the Red Sox. So there's your battle. It's the Orioles and the Yankees. And I have a feeling it's just going to come down right to the wire. But you're not going to win every game.
Again, I feel like this is Groundhog's Day with you. I'm not expecting to win every game.
No. I'm just saying. Every time you lose, you explode, and they're going to lose some games.
It's not that they lose; it's how they lose.
Okay.
It's.
I wouldn't know.
Richard, Mr. Garrett Cole's still the best thing since sliced bread.
I wouldn't know because I don't watch the games.
Yeah. DJ LeMahieu, another washed up piece of garbage that should be riding the pine, and he's not. He could, Aaron Boone continually plays him, and Austin Wells. I'm sorry, I know catchers can't catch every game, but he should be catching 5 out of 6.
I just find it to be somewhat humorous when yesterday and the day before you were.
I wasn't overly jubilant.
Oh, you weren't. Oh no,
I was cautiously optimistic.
Okay, all right. I didn't give you that grade, but okay. Are there any further?
Don't you want me to give the best news of all? The Mets.
So the Mets won last night.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens tonight? There's a chance they might lose tonight, right? I mean, it could happen. I'll be disappointed, but we got to win, and this is a biggie because this is a good ball club.
Yeah, they are. You're very right. They're been on a hot winning streak.
Yeah. So taking game 1 is not a terrible thing.
I'll be laughing if you get swept by the Chicago White Sox.
Well, that could happen, right? That's the type of crap that happens this year, it seems. And really every year.
Mike wants to chime in.
Anything further you want to add to this? Anything further?
No, I'm over
sure?
it.
Are you done? Here's another Yankee lover. Here's Mike and Skyler. Hey, Mike.
Well, first I want to say, Andrew, I do feel your pain. You know, the thing is, too, you got to remember, I mean, they are, just like Bill said, they are doing good. I know that's not – the game last time, oh, my God, 4 errors. They made a ton of errors. The one thing that was annoying me, too, is when I guess LeMahieu, they were talking about, well, you got 3 left-handers in the bench. Let's see, but Boone sticks with LeMahieu. If they had a left-hander in there, he might have did good. Then he pops up. But the thing is, even though I know they're not doing great, as long as they get to the playoffs, it's a brand new season.
Yeah,
it's a brand new season. I know the way they get there is not the same. I mean, look at 98. 98. Were you remember 98?
Oh, I remember 98, but that team was a dominant team.
They were dominating 98. But then look at 96. 96, the first year that they got in there, everyone was counting them out. Landon his freaking starts 2-0, and what happened? They just never know if they can get there. But I feel you. I hate to see them lose. I know.
Let me throw some comments in here. Andrew, I would sell those shirts for $100 each. What shirts are we talking about?
Oh, the story. There was a guy in Colorado that keeps getting Trump 2024 sports jerseys in the.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's money to be made there.
Yeah,
I mean, people will pay money for that.
Mike and Skyler, I will just say this.
You're going to respond to Mike?
Well,
Okay.
he's still on the line.
He is.
You're
I know.
going to
Well, I just get so bored with the Yankees talk. I just get, oh, God, here we go
Before
again.
Bill moves on, Mike, I'll just say this. Yes, you're right. They will make the playoffs. How far they go with the decision-making of stupid Boone, I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
Anything further, Mike? Other you want to talk about Apple? People love talking about that.
One thing I want to tell you, Bill.
Yes, sir.
The Mets game, I told you I'm going to be going to the Mets game on September 7th.
Yeah.
My brother got tickets. It's section 114. I guess that's like right near the dugout. I've never been that close. So that's
so we'll have to look for Mike.
Yeah, you may get on TV.
Yep, so that's section 114.
Don't do anything. You get on TV. Don't do anything stupid because
I don't want to get thrown out. I like to watch the whole game.
Well, I'm not saying about getting thrown out, but like picking your nose or something. I mean, that just is so embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try not to do that.
Eating like a pig. That's
Yeah.
what my wife is like. You might be on TV, so don't eat like a pig.
Yeah, but that could be you just having a simple hot dog and you have a little bit of the topping
Mustard
fall off.
falls on your shirt.
See, I
you know.
never have that issue because I don't eat mustard.
Right, right.
Here's a text from another Yankee fan. I'm so glad I tuned in just in time for the 2 minutes the Yankees hate. Please fire Boone into the sun.
Okay.
And we know who that is from.
Big Honey, Bill, you're ridiculous. You're mad. Oh, this is about the cell phone thing. You're ridiculous. You're mad about the no cell phone in schools because your wife can't have one. Grow a pair. Big Honey in Hecla. Listen, Big Honey, her school doesn't have that rule. And, however, my wife is like a rule follower. Like, she'll be like, do not call me on my cell phone. Call me on the school line if you need to get in touch with me.
I thought New Hartford did have that.
I don't want to
policy.
use...
Not that they couldn't bring them, that they had to have them away during the school year.
Not teachers. I mean, the only place I know where they're making teachers not have phones either is at CVA.
Okay.
And yeah. All right. Lance and Lee says, "Oh, everybody's all over my wife on this." So Bill's wife thinks it's important. Oh, we're talking about reproductive rights, abortion.
He won't let this go.
Listen. All I'm saying is you're an idiot if you don't think abortion is going to play a role for female voters. It's obvious. It's in all the polling. It is a big issue. And believe me, Mannion, this is what we're talking about from yesterday, wouldn't have been talking about it if the polling wasn't done. It is a big issue. And for some people, it's a big issue, especially some Catholics who are pro-life and want to continue to make the changes that have been made. So it is
one of the issues that is favorable for Democrats this election cycle.
Key issue, especially the younger you get. It's a key issue, and if you don't think it is, Lance, I'm beginning to lose a little. You're losing some credibility there. That's all I'm saying. Is there anything further? And then there's one more. This is Big Honey. What I don't understand is why the LGBTQ plus community is so compassionate about reproductive rights. They're already doing their part. Okay. All right. Well, it depends because anything could be going on there. There are a lot of different variations.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to.
Big Honey and Heckler. Okay, Mike, do you want to comment? Anything you want to comment on here?
One last thing. Third week of September. That's when all the software updates should happen with Apple. So keep an eye out. Third week of September.
I'm hearing some of this won't kick in for about 3 months, though. That's what I read.
The software, though.
Some of the AI capabilities won't kick in for about 3 months.
Oh, this possibly, yeah. But the beginning part will be.
Yeah, it's going to be big. This is going to be a big deal. We'll see what happens. All right, Mike, no more Yankees talk. Thank God. You have a wonderful day. Thank you, man.
You too. Take care.
Richard is all over the place here this morning. In regards to my column on hating Labor Day. I just hate it. It's the end of the summer, and
it's depressing.
I wish we had weather where it just stuck around all year long, and then I'd probably be complaining about that. He said, you don't like it because the leaves get in your pool. Pools suck around here, but we have 2 pools at our apartment complex, priceless with no care for me. Okay. So he doesn't have to do anything. And he has a pool.
Oh, nice.
Richard, does Andrew know how really stupid he sounds on the radio? I love this. This is so good, Richard.
So because his emails are stupid and he's stupid in his emails.
Can I forget?
He doesn't audio.
Okay. Can I continue? Then you
please.
can comment.
Yeah.
Does Andrew know how really stupid he sounds on the radio? It's hilarious. He is clueless about sports and the Yankees. Mm-hmm. He can't even pronounce the names of any athletes. Keep up the humiliation of yourself, Andrew. Keep it up.
What is he talking about?
The
mispronunciation.
I have no idea.
He's the one that said Garrett Cole was still amazing. Well, he lost last night, Richard. He sucks. He's washed up.
We're going to
move.
You. Davey, do you think we should move on? Davey has made it very clear.
And the cheesecakes aren't the same as they used to be.
We're giving
not as good.
We're giving away potentially $300 this morning with Hobica's free money question of the day. We'll get to that coming up. John Zogby will talk the presidential race and a new book coming up at WIBX.
Don Hartman and staff would like to invite you to save 30% on timeless treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques. For the entire month of September, enjoy 30% off the entire store, excluding gold jewelry and coins. Find unique items like furniture, lighting, stoneware, china, toys, glass, silver, costume jewelry, collectibles, and more. Visit us on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at thepottingshedantiques.com. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come find your next one-of-a-kind piece today at the Potting Shed Antiques.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, It's about the ethos that we embody: rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Summer congestion got you down? Whether it's allergies or a summer cold, being congested can change your whole day. You feel tired and run down like you're missing out on summer fun. At Navage, we're here to make breathing easy, easier. Navage uses patented gentle suction technology to help clear out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs without drugs. In as fast as 30 seconds, you'll be on your way to a better day. Look for Navage in brand new packaging. Navage, fresh new look, same great product.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Man. All right, a few comments here, and then we'll talk with John Zogby. Bill Morehouse, are you aware the interview with Walz and Harris is going to be taped? I am not. I just heard yesterday there's going to be an interview, a sit-down. Most interviews that you're going to get on, and I know that Trump will go on Fox, usually on Hannity or something where it's live, but most interviews on network television are going to be taped anyway. And if they do the proper job, it will be an edited version you see on the nightly news. And then who's doing the interview? Do we know who's doing it?
I don't know, but I'd have to assume it's maybe Anderson Cooper or that one woman who did the interview with Trump.
And then they should show an uncut version that you can go back and watch. That is so. Bill, I like it better, Bill, when we're on the same side. Go Mets. Mike says, when I hear Andrew talk about the Yankees, I hear a baby crying in my head.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, like you're crying about your Red Sox.
Richard certainly knows how to dog whistle Andrew. He does a great job at it. And I believe that's all I have here. There was one more here. Good morning. There is no such thing as too many Trump shirts. Give that man my address. Ann is a big Trump supporter.
Ann can have one for every day of the week.
John Zogby, we'll get to it. He has a new book, and there's a lot to talk about right now with this race between Trump and Harris. Good morning, John Zogby.
Good morning, Bill Keeler. Hi.
So I want to just start by I'm getting ripped by a listener who says I'm clueless. Nobody's talking about reproductive rights, and what I'm saying is it is a huge topic for younger people. It is a huge topic for women, and it is a huge topic for Democrats. If you don't accept that, you're living under a rock somewhere. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are not wrong. In fact, I'll ditto everything that you said. You know, I think there's a tendency to, what are the top two issues facing the country? And then they're listed, the economy and immigration and so on. And then, abortion is like number 4 or 5. However, what you have to do is understand the demographics and the target.
Yeah, who are we talking
about? In this case, just what you said, for younger women, for younger people, in general, for suburban women, and those are suburban women anyway, are swing voters this year.
Yeah. And believe me, that's why Mannion is talking about it. He's going after those voters in this 22nd congressional district.
Yeah, absolutely. This district has been leaning Republican, and the ace in the hole the Democrats have is to bring back suburban voters in particular.
We had Luke Perry on the other day who said he didn't think that Brandon Williams has much of a chance in beating John Mannion. What are your thoughts on that?
I have not seen any polling in a while. I saw some private polling indicating that Mannion was ahead. My gut tells me it's a very competitive race. I would give the edge to Mannion, a big vote in Onondaga County.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know that anybody knows who Brandon Williams is over on this side of the district, our side. But I haven't seen any polling.
Yeah. Okay. The sit-down interview coming up with Kamala Harris. I think they are the Democrats are really handling, I think we all know they're handling her very, very carefully, trying to work out all the flaws before those incremental big moments, and this being one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And incidentally, the interviewer is Dana Bash at CNN. But yeah, I mean, she just got in the race, and above everything else, do no harm. Hold on to the ball and dribble the ball as long as you possibly can until November 5th. She's done a good job of consolidating Democratic voters. In polls now, she's getting 90 to 95% of Democrats. It's now the swing voters, and among those swing voters are moderate Republicans who absolutely detest Trump, but aren't quite sure yet they can cast their vote for a liberal Democrat. And so what she needs to do is, for now, and she's done it already and can continue a little bit, is just be moderate and non-controversial. That will happen, but she's got to, she will make a mistake. She will get into controversy, but for the time being, she needs to use this time wisely to make sure that she can appeal to those never-Trumpers.
Andrew.
Well, it's interesting, though, that a lot of people are coming out and kind of saying, things out loud that maybe they wouldn't normally say, like, we've got to keep her away from the media and the interviewers, and she's just got to keep sticking to the voters. Why is that the strategy?
Who's saying that?
I forget who it was.
Yeah.
It was somebody.
I think I do think, John, that's kind of what I had said going in, is they're really working with her to any of those flaws that they may recall from the primaries when she was running for president. Any of those flaws, like the laugh, that sort of thing,
or even being moderate, which she's not.
I think that that they're really working carefully to make sure she's ready to go.
Oh, absolutely, and this is the time to do it. She, anybody would get a honeymoon, but she in particular got a honeymoon because it's abundantly clear that mainstream media does not like Donald Trump. He doesn't like them. And so there was looking for an alternative, and she is the alternative. And for the time being, they treated her with kid gloves. That will end, but she has used, and her advisors have used this time very wisely.
And your take on the audio, the mics being turned off during the debate? Or left out?
Much ado about nothing. I mean, obviously, I understand her strategy, which is, it does appear that Donald Trump is either less and less coherent or has just kind of run out of steam. And so, their hope is that with the open mic, that he'll perform the way he did in the first debate with Biden, that Chris Wallace, failed at moderating. And this was in 2020. I'm sorry, when Trump just went off the rails completely during that debate, and that will show him to be unfit for the presidency. But I don't think that they're going to go to the mat on this. I think they're going to milk it for a while.
Don't you think they've the stuff about Trump being washed up, being a bit incoherent? Don't you think they've figured out, Democrats, those strategists have figured out how to get under Trump's skin? And because you'll hear that, and then you go back and you watch the piece, and it's not nearly as bad as what has just been described. What's your? It seems to be a strategy for the Democrats.
Yeah, it is. However, in many ways, I think that the clips that you see are not as damaging as the ones that you don't see. I mean, for example, he went off, about if you're out in a boat and there's sharks in the water, but it looks like you can get electrocuted, which would you choose? He went on for like 15 minutes at a rally about that, and it made no sense whatsoever. There are some folks who actually feel that that Trump is getting kid gloves treatment.
The Hannibal Lecter stuff has been a little odd as well.
I'm sorry, the what stuff?
The Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
this is the nature of campaigns, but this is the nature of campaigns these days. And Trump is to blame for a lot of that kind of rhetoric.
Still, though, it looks like this debate is going to happen, whether mics are on or mics are off, and this is a biggie.
It's huge. It'll get a huge audience. There'll be a lot of interest. There'll be a lot of people curious as to who is Kamala Harris, and is she up to the job? And frankly, I'm going way back now to 1994. All George Pataki had to do was show that he had skin and bones and was a family man, and that was enough to defeat Mario Cuomo, who folks had already made up their minds about seeking the fourth term. This time around, never Trumpers and people who hate Trump are just looking for, is there an alternative? Can she pass the test?
All right, and then I want to talk about your new book, which is out. This, to me, is a very interesting, especially right now, and important book. It's called Beyond the Horse Race, How to Read Polls and Why We Should. Explain.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the coverage and a lot of the discussion about polls, especially by those who should know better, is too one-dimensional. It's who's ahead and who's behind, and that's it. And that's the only number that's focused on. When in reality, there is so much more. For starts, the demographics of, how are blacks siding? If there are too many undecided blacks voters at this point in time, that's a very bad sign for Democrats. How about young people? If there's too many undecided voters at this point in time, that means they're probably not going to vote. But there are other things as well. One of the things that I take on in the book is the 2016 election, where it was just assumed Hillary versus Trump, but that the polls were wrong. But the reality is, if you looked at those battleground states, the last 10 days of the election, you saw Hillary going from a 10-point lead to a 7-point lead to a 5-point lead to a 2-point lead the day before the election. And a one-dimensional viewer of the poll would say, oh, the poll was wrong. They had her up by 2, but she lost the state. I'm telling people, look at the trend line. That trajectory was clear. It should be no surprise at all that after 10, 7, 5, and 2-point leads, that she was probably going to lose that state.
Yeah. Meanwhile, people were still quoting polls that were done in October.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the problems I have with the, Real Clear Politics and 538. They include in their averages polls that are obsolete. 2 and 3 weeks.
And then so the book is available everywhere. It's called Beyond the Horse Race, How to Read Polls and Why We Should. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you get your books.
That's correct. Yep.
I did want to throw one more added question in here for you. Relative to 2016, is America still resistant to vote for a woman as president of the United States, or judge a woman differently during something like this upcoming debate?
That's a very good question. Hillary, there were 10 reasons to love and hate Hillary before you even got to woman.
Right.
And so in the case of Kamala Harris, I think that's a blank slate, but I think those not inclined to vote for a woman were not going to vote Democrat anyway.
All right. You have something for that?
Well, I was just wondering, do you think, John, in your opinion, do you think Hillary was a better overall candidate than Kamala Harris?
Well, she was so well known. There was an awful lot of baggage. No, I would have to say that Kamala Harris has, to some degree, a large degree, at least among the Democratic base, turned her image around from the more progressive, maybe even harsher tone that she had taken in 2020. But she's still very much a blank slate among among independent and moderate voters.
And this is all still a house of cards. It could anything could happen, as we've seen in the previous 6 months. So.
Absolutely, barring anything unforeseen.
Yeah.
Right.
As always, John, we appreciate your insight beyond the horse race. How to read polls and why we should is the latest book. You get it at wherever you get your books. John, thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a great day. John Zogby with Zogby Strategies. It is interesting, though, right? And that House of Cards thing is a reality. There could be something that comes out of that debate. There could be a hidden tape somewhere. Now,
the interview Thursday.
The interview. But, the reality is that she's more vulnerable to a mistake than I think Trump is. Because Trump, you've already seen everything.
Right. The moderates and independents,
they've already made up their mind.
They know who he is.
Correct. And if you're a supporter, you're already forgiving the things that he has done. He's said some terrible things. I mean, just the thing, take for instance, the John McCain comment. That was terrible. Any other candidate in American history would never have survived that, but Trump can survive it.
Correct.
So who's more vulnerable? She is. By far.
Yeah.
So it's which is why if you think that the strategist, and it's really the Obama strategist that is really behind Kamala Harris right now. If you think they're being cautious, keeping her away from interviews, keeping her away from...
It's smart.
You're absolutely right, they are.
It is smart.
Because they're worried.
And I just think that...
And they should be. So.
I think that painting her moderate, in my opinion, is a little bit disingenuous because of her
Welcome
record,
to politics,
I know,
man.
but it's frustrating.
I imagine it must be.
At least Trump, where he stands. It's not always easy to listen to.
However, there's a lot of painting of history with Trump as well. So it's done on both sides. It's what you want people to, and I think Trump made Trump actually during an interview made the comment, if you say it enough times, it becomes a fact, and they'll believe it. And that's what both campaigns I feel, are trying to do here. What will the American people do? That is the big stinking question.
Boy.
All right, we're going to do, hope I can get off this. You want to comment on it afterwards, feel free. You want to write terrible things about me, feel free. Andrew and his Yankee comments, feel free.
I'm stupid, Bill.
315-736-0186. Right now, though, $300 is on the line.
Wow.
From the Hobica Law Firm. $300. And Davey, you are looking for caller number what?
10.
10th caller through the lines right now. 315-736-0186. Caller number 10, a chance at $300 next on WIBX.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What if you could hire someone you love and trust to care for you in your own home? Well, if you're on Medicaid, it's possible through a Medicaid-funded program and at no cost to you. It could be your child, grandchild, a close friend, or even a neighbor. And, ready for this? That person would get paid. Yeah, they would get paid to take care of you in your home. And it would cost you nothing. Just call Committed Home Care right now to get started. 866-659-9409. Based right here in upstate New York, Committed Home Care will help you hire a caregiver you choose and will ensure that person gets paid the best rates around with the added benefit of weekly pay. So don't wait. Call 866-659-9409. 866-659-9409 and take advantage of this free Medicaid-funded program that lets a family member or friend get paid to take care of you. Hire someone you love and who loves you today. Call Committed Home Care at 866-659-9409. That's 866-659-9409.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, a 24-hour day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 20th at givemb.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives.
Powered by the Community Foundation and Up Mobility Foundation. Proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank, and brought to you by Town Square Media.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is here, and it's big. Take up to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details. Check out these Labor Day sales. Tempur-Pedic, save up to $700. Puffy, save up to $1,350. Stearns & Foster, save up to $700. Purple, save up to $1,000. Sealy, save up to $300. And you get our brand name low price guarantee every day. We also have the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort. If you ever want a bed you can make soft or firm on each side, this is the one. The Flex Setting King or Queen, 45 individual settings, reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter. 25-year industry-leading warranty. Here's the best part. 5 years, no interest, no money down for qualified buyers. You heard me right. Then you get a $750 prepaid Visa card. Go to mattressexpressny.com, call 1-800-NEW-BEDS, or just stop in.
We're grilling up the deals at Destination Kia of Utica.
With no money down leases on all-wheel drive SUVs.
Like a brand new 2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive for just $358 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
You heard right. It's a 2025 for just $358 per month.
Only during the dog days of summer sales event.
Zip down and choose from 400 new Kias in one location. Now that's cookie.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2024 Kia Seltos LX, STK number 25E0066, MSRP $26,550, 36 months, 30,000 mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, zero due at inception, zero security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score. Offer expires 9/3/2024.
Hey, everybody in upstate New York. I don't know where in upstate New York, but thanks for listening to the Keeler Show. Never met this man. Don't know why I'm telling everybody to listen, but thank you very much. By the way, this is Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I have nothing else really to say to you, but I thank you for listening to me, tell you to listen to this man, Bill Keeler, on WIBX.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
I have some really good comments here that we'll throw in. And if you want to call in, 315-736-0186. On the line right now, Hobeika's free money question of the day. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, for all of your legal needs, what are you doing? Call the Hobeika Law Firm at 315-724-1600. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. On the line right now, ready to play for their money for $300 is John in East Herkimer. Good morning, John.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Not bad. Surprised I got in.
Well, you got in, and the lines were like on fire for this one.
Loaded up. So
you got in, and all you have to do now is within 7 seconds say the right answer.
Okay.
That's not always that easy,
good.
but let's remember how easy it is. Just say the right answer. All right, here's your question. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. Andrew, you're ready. You know
always
which key a pot this comes up on. All right, here we go. In 1898, pharmacist Caleb Branham of North Carolina changed the name of his drink that he created 5 years earlier from Brad's Drink to what? Ready, go.
Mint julep.
To what?
Mint julep.
To mint julep.
Bummer.
I love the mint julep. It's
It is
great
a
for
great guess.
the Kentucky Derby. I usually have one once a year, but
He has several once a year. No, I'm
pharmacist was the key here. You remember that the carbonated drinks, the colas, were thought of as medicinal early on, starting with Coca-Cola. And then in 1898, Caleb Bradham created Brad's Drink and turned it into
ginger ale.
Pepsi.
Oh.
Pepsi Cola. Well, listen, $300 on the line. We'll see what tomorrow brings. For you, John, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It is worth $25, and it's good at the Comets games, 72 Tavern and Grill, which will be opening back up for the season. Taylor and the Cook, Babes, Aquavino, all of that stuff. So you hang there, and Davey is going to take care of you.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, John. Thanks. Have a great rest of the week. Thank you.
Blessings.
All right. Pharmacist Caleb Bradham, New Bern, North Carolina. And I believe it happened on this day in 1898.
Okay.
It's like a today in history.
Those are always fun.
You have some comments, Derminio.
I do. Yeah, we have some app comments here. This one came in during John's interview with us from Easy and Ilion. You know where he's going in this direction.
Easy ain't easy on John
And you
Zogby.
know he don't go easy. It says here, how can you trust her with flip-flopping on issues? Where is the proof of Trump running out of gas? You backed a president that is proven incoherent, and Biden is still on vacation. Look in the mirror, Democrats.
Okay. Well, I think we kind of know where you're going to vote, Easy. And
That's easy.
It's probably easy to figure out where many Democrats are going to vote. But then there are those people in the middle that are still trying to figure it out.
Stuck in the middle with you.
I'm not sure why we have a soundboard when we have Andrew.
Yeah, you don't need that.
They will. they will be the ones who will determine what goes down here. Right? What else do you have?
Those are the up-to-date comments.
Rob says, let's see
Through the app.
if CNN plays her past policy statements and then compare the two. They should maybe bring something back that she said in the past. And the other part of this is Dana Bash is going to have to, I feel, conduct a fair, tough interview. And we'll see if that happens. If not, she's going to get a lot of criticism. Remember, at the end of the day, for Dana Bash, is this about promoting Kamala Harris, or is this about promoting Dana Bash's career? Usually with reporters, the focus is on their career. We will see, because this could be a real make and break moment.
And the focus should be getting the truth for the American people.
If it's a cakewalk and you're like helping her along, well, that won't be good for Kamala Harris, but it really won't be good for Dana Bash.
Correct.
So we will see, Rob. We will see. I think you already know the answer that you believe.
Mm-hmm.
I know what your answer is, Rob. Richard knows how to get Andrew going. This is Mike. What's wild about the reproductive rights issue is that the Democrats are using it as a less government policy. Like, why are Republicans the party of less government? Why are they focusing on governing what a woman can and cannot do with her body? That's very interesting, because Republicans have owned that less government stance. It sort of makes sense, a good tactic by the Democrats. And when John was talking about his book, I thought he said beyond the horse face, not horse race, because that is probably something you'll hear Trump call Kamala Harris. Beyond.
Oh no! Who was that? That wasn't Kamala Harris. Somebody had a nickname Horseface. I think it was who was the woman that was running in the primary? I think did she end up in his cabinet?
I forgot who he called Horseface.
Oh, she was a CEO of a company.
Yeah.
I forget now.
Bill Morehouse, are you aware of the interview with... Okay, Bill, it's a taped interview. Give me a break. Bill, the interview hasn't happened yet. You normally don't complain about someone and their way of handling an interview until after they do it.
Oh, Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels.
is horse face.
Donna says, I believe in abortion until 16 weeks, unless the mother is in jeopardy or a test shows the fetus has severe birth defects. Then it's mom's decision. I don't believe abortion's 5 to 9 months just because. If she didn't know she didn't want the baby 4 months, then put it up for adoption, and I don't believe using that as birth control is the right thing. Your other comment there, Donna, is that's awesome. And Donna tends to lean right, just for the record.
Correct.
This is the unique thing about this reproductive rights problem.
Yeah.
That there's a reason why, I don't mean to school Lance here by any means, but there's a reason why Trump was coming out and saying, stop with the abortion stuff.
Yeah.
Stop. I mean, right now, Alabama's debating whether you can jail someone for helping someone cross the state line to get an abortion outside of Alabama. This is not good for Republicans. That is bad. I'm just telling you based on national polling. And here you have a woman who leans right, who it's an important issue for her. I don't think it's going to get, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Don, but I don't think you're going to be voting for Kamala Harris. However, it is a big issue.
It is, and it's shown in a few, midterm elections and other primary races. It's shown to be a deciding factor for some, like in Kentucky, the state of Kentucky. They had
big.
They brought it to the people.
So we've already seen it as a big issue. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it is to the states,
the number of times my mother looked at me and said, wow, I should have aborted you. I mean,
she did not say that.
Thanksgiving dinners and everything. I'd hear it all the time.
It is, but here's the thing:
She
is
never
that
said she never said that.
It is one of those.
I do think she thought it though.
No, I don't think that. I do not think so. It is one of the issues that is just I don't personally ever like to get into it.
There's a reason why Trump was telling Republicans, stop with it. It's not a good issue. It will only light a fire under certain Democrats.
Yeah. Well,
why go there?
He has said he is not for a all-out ban nationwide. And Vance said that as well. So,
Mr. Nice Guy, good morning. Morning, Joe, hanging out here at the train station. Okay. Why was Trump at the wreath ceremony for those lost in Afghanistan's pullout? Trump is commander-in-chief. That is John saying that actually Trump is the president right now.
If that's the case, he's done a terrible job.
We call him Q-a-John.
Oh,
that's Q-a-John. Yeah. I don't watch rallies. I don't watch debates. I read laws and orders put in place by bipartisan legislation. Trump says it loud and clear. We have it all. We caught them all. John says McCain was executed for being a traitor.
What?
I don't remember reading that in history.
John McCain, didn't he have
a pretty big
cancer?
Yeah. No, that's a lie. He was actually executed.
Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot.
And Steve says, anyone want to speak up for the baby? Well, I'm not speaking up for either side, Stephen. I'm just telling you where the polling is in America right now. And that's all. And how I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm just telling you where we stand in terms of the electorate that's going to be voting for president. To me, that's a big issue. This is not a laughing matter for the baby being killed, says Stephen. All right. Well, Stephen, we know where you are on the issue. And then that's about all I want to get to.
Dick in Deerfield.
Oh, you're not going to read his, are you?
Yeah,
okay,
why not?
ahead.
I'm not opposed to
fair enough.
criticism.
Put it on.
He's a critic of mine, and we know where he votes. Regarding Andrew's comments comparing Kamala Harris's changing positions to Trump, quote, at least you know where he stands. Trump has changed his political affiliation 5 times in his adult life and was strongly pro-choice before he became pro-life and so on. That's his comment.
Well, that's true.
It is. It is true, yeah. And
I do think that has already been played out. I think plenty of reporters have said, but you said
from his political life, from the time he came down the escalator.
But my point is, if you can listen to me, many reporters have asked him. I think he's already been grilled on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and he's asked an answer.
To be fair. Anything else?
No, unless Dick and Deerfield responds.
I got a break. We have news, and then we'll continue. You want to call in? Feel free.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how happy and healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Introducing Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food.
I have been feeding them Dr. Marty's freeze-dried raw formula for years. And this food is a big part of why their jaws are more flexible, their teeth are cleaner, and their coats shinier, and why they seem more youthful and playful.
And dog parents across the U.S. are loving it.
My dog Hazel is a 10-and-a-half-year-old golden retriever, and ever since I've been feeding her Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend food, she is like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
We're so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee. And for a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of Cod Krispies. They're wild-caught, ultra-crunchy cod skin treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295DI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Keeping the case alive. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Former President Trump's indicted again in his election subversion case with tweaks in response to a Supreme Court ruling that presidents have immunity for broadly defined official conduct.
Special counsel Jack Smith is leaving in place the same charges against former President Trump, but narrowing some of the allegations about efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. A divided Supreme Court earlier this year ruled former presidents are entitled to immunity for official conduct. The superseding indictment removes allegations the former president pressured Justice Department officials to investigate voter fraud. But the updated indictment still alleges former President Trump tried to persuade his vice president, Mike Pence, to refuse certifying the electoral vote. The new indictment was issued by a grand jury that had not previously heard evidence in the case. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Harris campaign disputes a Trump assertion that there's a firm agreement on all the rules for their first debate.
Former President Trump on Truth Social announcing the first presidential debate hosted by ABC is on, writing the rules will be the same as the last CNN debate, which means the mics stay muted when the other candidate is talking. He adds the candidates cannot bring notes or cheat sheets. Senator J.D. Vance standing up for his boss on the campaign trail after the Harris camp claimed that Trump wanted to get out of the debate. Vance told Fox the campaign isn't budging on the rules. Vance making his 4th visit to Michigan, this time at a Big Rapids horse farm down the road from where a Chinese-owned company is planning to build a massive $2.4 billion lithium battery plant for electric vehicles.
Fox's Aisha Hosni in Big Rapids, Michigan. Senator Vance is critical of that battery plant's Chinese ties. He campaigns in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin today. Vice President Harris in Georgia. America's listening to Fox News.
If you're looking for a firearm, I just love and recommend highly Henry Repeating Arms. They make 200 models of rifles, shotguns, revolvers, and a wide variety of calibers and finishes. Plus, they have new releases all throughout the year. The best way to learn about Henry Firearms is to get their free catalog and check it out online or at home. Plus, you're going to get 2 free decals and a list of dealers where you live and a great newsletter. Go to henryusa.com, click on their free catalog button. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Henry uses old-world craftsmanship combined with cutting-edge technology to deliver reliability and accuracy that everybody can trust. They're easy to use and maintain. It makes them an excellent choice for personal and property defense, for hunting, for shooting sports, and for beginners. All made in America, or they won't be made at all. Remember, to order their free catalog, get free decals, henryusa.com. That's henryusa.com. Free catalog and decals and a list of dealers where you are. You're going to love this company.
The Israeli military is carrying out raids in the West Bank.
Israeli forces conducted a large-scale raid in the West Bank. The operation targeted the cities of Jenin and Tubas, and it is ongoing. Local health officials say 10 Palestinians were killed so far during the operation. Video shows troops driving into Palestinian-controlled areas. The movement comes after Israel conducted a drone strike earlier this week in the city of Tulkarm, killing a Hamas militant who was released as part of the November ceasefire deal. There is growing concern that Iran is funding and training cells in the West Bank that could launch suicide attacks against Israel as the conflict develops on the ground.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Vice President Kamala Harris hops back on the campaign trail today with a bus tour in Georgia. Here's Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
Vice President Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz are trying to become the second Democratic Party ticket in a row to win the state of Georgia. In 2020, President Biden became the first Democrat since Bill Clinton in the early 90s to win the Peach State. And Democrats have also won 3 Senate races the last 2 election cycles. The Harris campaign's Georgia visit comes as Democrats recently challenged a state elections rule that requires local boards to conduct a reasonable inquiry before certifying local elections. The latest Fox News Power Rankings gives former President Trump the slight edge in Georgia. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Harris running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, addresses the International Association of Firefighters Convention this morning in Boston. He and Vice President Harris are scheduled to sit down with CNN tomorrow for their first formal interview since becoming the Democrats' nominees. Around 330,000 homes and businesses are without power in Michigan. Severe weather in the area included hurricane-force wind gusts, thunderstorms, and tennis ball-sized hail in some places. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We're at 71 degrees under cloudy skies. Things may clear up. Your full forecast is on the way. The Utica police arrested a Utica man on rape charges. Utica police say a victim reported to the department on August 22nd she had been sexually assaulted by a man she knew. The victim stated the man assaulted her against her will on 2 occasions within a week. Police located the suspect, identified as 36-year-old Shane Kavanaugh, the following day and arrested him at his residence. Kavanaugh was taken to Utica Police Department and was charged with felony first-degree rape. The mom that's charged in a wrong-way crash that killed her 9-year-old son is due back in court this week. 32-year-old Carrie Bedrick is being held on $1 million bail after pleading not guilty to last Thursday's crash on the Southern State Parkway. Officials say they'll pursue homicide charges against her. They also say Bedrick admitted to taking methamphetamine while she was behind the wheel and was driving without a license. In addition, prosecutors say her license had been suspended 56 times and she had 2 prior DWIs. A Utica judge has issued an arrest warrant for the developers of the former Knights of Columbus building after 5th consecutive failures to appear in court. Kenneth Rocket and Richard DeRosas, the Massachusetts developers who purchased the building in 2009, had been scheduled to appear to address code violations. Utica city officials say the deteriorating Genesee Street building needs to be in compliance. Once located and arrested, Rocket and DeRosas will be brought to court. The State Department of Motor Vehicles is offering tips to students as the new academic year begins. College kids who are away from home for the first time should check and ensure their vehicle registration, safety inspection, auto insurance, and license are all up to date. And for younger students, it's important they make sure to get on and off their school bus safely each day. Drivers also urged to never pass a stopped school bus or face the possibility of a heavy fine and points on their license. And Travis and Jason Kelce are signing a new podcast deal with Amazon's Wondery. The deal for the brothers' New Heights podcast is reportedly worth more than $100 million.
How do they justify that for a podcast?
Well, look at what Joe Rogan made from Spotify. A ton of money. I don't know if it was $100 million. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think it was $100 million. He's making a lot of money there. Joe Rogan's deal.
I'm just saying it's going to be very difficult for them to ever get paid that amount of money, because I don't know how do they make the money back? How does Amazon make that money back?
I don't know. It's the same thing. They charge Tom. They paid Tom Brady $50 million to be roasted on Netflix.
I understand.
Like, where are these companies
I understand.
money,
it's more of a publicity stunt than it is, because they're not. Because podcasts, they might have a sponsor in here every once in a while, but they aren't able to. I don't know how they make their money back.
Well, Joe Rogan, this is from February of this year from Variety. Spotify inked a new multi-year partnership deal for controversial podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, which is said to be up to worth up to $250 million.
Over how many years?
Under the new pact, Rogan's popular show, which has been exclusively available on Spotify for 3 years, will be available on other audio platforms. I got to look into the
and listen, maybe there's money in it. I just don't know how they get their money back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, with I don't know. With Spotify, at least there's the membership. Amazon, people pay Amazon, but they might have to move money from one company to the other to make up for it. I do not know.
Well, it's like giving away free shrimp. Look how it worked out for Red Lobster.
They need to keep doing it in New Hartford. That's all I have to say.
All right.
Your weather forecast is brought to you by Adirondack Home Furniture. For today, we'll see a slight chance of rain. Otherwise, cloudy skies clear up and make way for sunshine. We'll see a high in the mid to upper 70s. It'll be cloudy overnight with a low in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies with a high in the mid-70s. Full 5-day forecast anytime at WIBX950.com. Right now, 71 under cloudy skies at 810. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. The Giants parted ways with a pair of veterans before trimming their roster down to 53 players. Wide receivers Allen Robinson and Isaiah Hodgins were cut by the G-Men on Tuesday. Robinson agreed to a one-year contract with just $25,000 fully guaranteed during the offseason. He spent most of the summer working with the second-team offense. The Giants also decided to carry 3 quarterbacks after keeping Tommy DeVito. New York opens the season September 8th against the Vikings.
He's still hanging in there.
That's right. The Jets made a deal with a division rival on Tuesday. Gang Green traded rookie cornerback Brandon Codrington and a late-round pick in 2026 to the Buffalo Bills. In exchange, the Jets are receiving an earlier pick in the 26th draft. Codrington signed with the Jets in May as an undrafted free agent out of North Carolina Central. The Yankees were unable to complete the comeback after falling to the Nationals 4-2 in D.C. Garrett Cole was charged with the loss after allowing 3 runs on 6 hits over 5 innings pitched. Anthony Volpe was credited with the only RBI of the game for the Yanks after driving home Jazz Chisholm Jr. in the top of the 9th. New York is now leading the AL East at 78-55. They'll close out the 3-game series tonight at Nationals Park. And the Mets opened their series at Chase Field with an 8-3 win over the Diamondbacks. Sean Manaea collected the victory after striking out 11 batters and allowing 3 runs over 6 2/3 innings. New York is still 3 games back of the final NL wildcard spot at 69-63. The Mets continue their 3-game set tonight.
Atlanta's red hot right now. They picked up no ground, but they didn't lose any ground.
That's big.
That's very important. That's an area where me and Bill Morehouse agree.
All right, so you've got a comment, yeah.
Richard, tell Andrew I love him. Andrew and you make my day.
And to be honest with you, I love Richard, and him and I, we break each other's chops, but he is a beloved part of this program.
Okay, are you ready? Richard says this won't even be a close race as Trump constantly destroys himself and shoots himself in the foot. Harris will win. Actually, I heard those words come out of your mouth as well. He could stop the bleeding.
I would say that
he should stop the bleeding.
I still don't think it's a runaway. I do think that it is Trump's race to lose.
Okay. And then you have a comment from
yes,
from Lance and Lee.
And
then I'll take Jay. I'll tell Jay I'm taking him coming up.
He says, I do believe the congressional race is going to be decided by local voters, and since we're in New York State where they will never ban abortion, I don't think that's really an issue. The main issues around here are costs and inflation. And just for the record, I'm no Williams fan, but I believe the other guy needs to worry about the issues that really matter to local people.
Again, I'm afraid you're basing your opinion on your opinion.
Yes.
Follow me?
Yeah.
So you're basing it on your own life experience. There's a whole different world out there. And Lance,
I do feel
I understand it may be bigger in a Kentucky. The issue is huge in Kentucky or in Alabama.
Well, now it is not as bad since the voters they brought it to the people of Kentucky.
Let me tell you, it is an enormous issue for women and younger women especially, and for younger voters, men and women. And if you want to think that they don't care about it because they're being told it's safe in New York, I think you're absolutely wrong, Lance. Sorry. No, wait a minute. I know you're wrong. You're wrong. The polling supports exactly what I say. Poll after poll after poll. Again, there's a reason why Trump is like, leave this issue alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think the threat is more severe in Alabama than New York.
For
reproductive rights.
I am right now. I am going to abort
this conversation. Yes, thank you, please.
But not until I talk to Jay from Vernon. Hello, Jay. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I was just reading. I get a daily racing thing here, and I just see where Travis Kelce pictured bought 1.5s on a thoroughbred from Team Valor for $1.2 million. The name of the horse is Swift Delivery. So him and Taylor Swift are gonna be at the Kentucky Derby. They coughed up like $2 million for this horse.
I saw that. I read that too. And listen, you got the money. You got the money. You can play around, right?
Well, they're trying to get more athletes and into the horse racing game with that Jason Worth, and there's a couple other ones that have bought him. But that's I'll go buy your racehorse here. Let's go. My wife. I got my wife a new Keurig. I thought I was pretty big.
That's right. It's like, wow, I can't believe I'm spending $120 on this Keurig, and meanwhile he's spending $1.5 million on a horse. Well,
God bless him. I wish you nothing but success.
No doubt about it. All right.
Enjoy your day.
Good stuff, Jay. Thank you.
Love your show.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Jay and Vernon.
Really quickly, the Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah.
His initial deal in 2020 was for 3.5 years at $200 million.
Okay.
Over 3.5 years.
I want to take Jeremy Rosenthal right now, and then I'll break.
Yes,
Are you good with that?
That works.
Because he's on the line, I don't want to make him have
This
to
is
wait.
a great topic.
It's a great topic for right now. It fits, and it is keeping politics out of the workplace.
Yes.
And I got to tell you,
we can't really do that here, but
Jeremy, I have to say that this can get you fired.
It can absolutely get you fired. There's no federal protection here, and actually New York State is one of the rare states that does give you a little bit of protection for it, but even then it's only after hours.
Yeah.
They can't fire you for those political beliefs, but federally there's no protection.
So, but the reality is, here's the problem. Are you fired for the political beliefs, or are you fired for the right hook? You knocked out your coworker.
Boy, I showed them, didn't I?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So So I think there's the saying, I was just as right as I sped along, and I'm just as dead as if I'd been wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, but think about it like this. So the survey says 87% of employers are concerned about it, which is just another way of saying that if you're driving around in Utica listening to this program and you're not the boss, 9 out of 10 of your bosses are worried about this. And they're not worried about you're worried about driving off business, or you're worried about losing an employee who feels alienated or something like that. So it's an issue.
So I want to tell you, you think this is an issue. There's no doubt. I don't think we've seen. I don't want to say ever, because that's such an absolute word, but in a long time we've not seen the heat as hot as it is right now in politics. But we had a school board situation here, and there was an employee here in the building who had an opinion on that school board issue, and I had an opinion on the school board issue. And while
We're going way back now.
While I was talking about it on the air, employee B heard about it and then caught me in the hallway and started giving me, and then it got so bad that the manager had to step in and say, please, the two of you can't talk about it. And I will say I was completely in the right. I kept saying I don't as always, but I kept saying I don't want to talk about it. But it shows you if that can happen for a school board race, look where it can what can happen over issues like the presidential race, and then key issues like whatever, abortion, the economy, who knows what.
Sure. Well, that was going to be my first question: is were you right? I mean, and
of course,
I think that should be the ultimate determination, right?
Don't encourage him.
So I think that ought to be really the main issue. But no, if you think about it like this too, now there are a few areas that are protected. Okay, you're always going to be protected for race discrimination, gender discrimination, age discrimination, also religion. But above that, you've got what's called the NLRA, the National Labor Relations Act. And that actually, believe it or not, protects you in the workplace. You're allowed to talk about the salary. You're allowed to talk about the work conditions. You're allowed to talk about the parking. You're allowed to talk about issues that affect your employment. Those you can't be shut down on. So you do have a little bit of protection here.
Well, at the end of the day, employers can find a way to get rid of you, don't you think?
Always.
If they're smart, they're going to find it. In New York, they're going to find a way to get rid of you. What if, though, I am an employee and I decide I bring in a mug that says, vote no on the school board budget. Or I bring in a Go Brandon mug.
Yeah, let's go Brandon.
Or a Trump sucks mug. What about that stuff?
Again, I think you're fair game to be admonished or even potentially fired. There's no protection for it. The Constitution, remember, protects people from the government. It doesn't protect people from their employers. And I think most HR people would tell you it's smart to let people respectfully disagree.
Yeah.
It's smart to let people kind of air it out. And look, I mean, there are some companies out there that there's no politics. If you work at Basecamp, I think, if you work at Coinbase, I think Shopify is another company.
I know one here locally that the rule is zero.
Yeah.
No political talk.
Now, for me, I think you're just signing up for more headaches, because what's going to happen is they're going to come in and say, Jimmy down the hall said this, and then
a bunch of tattles.
Yep.
New rule. All right, you can say that. So then you just start, you start just sort of inventing it as you go along. But I think most HR folks would tell you to let people vent it out. Michael Jordan said it best, right? When he said, because people wanted him to get a lot more politically active when he was a basketball player, he says, Republican money spends just the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Republicans buy sneakers too.
Yeah.
I believe was the quote.
Yeah,
that's true.
There you go. See, there you go. Yeah, exactly. But it's really in the news these days. You got a hot and heavy election. And like I said, 9 out of 10 of your employers out there they're worried about losing personnel. because it's a really hard market to replace people right now.
Oh yeah,
and you're worried about driving away the customers. So yeah.
Jeremy, the interesting thing here is I think it maybe would apply more to, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe smaller or regional businesses, because there are a lot of big corporations that are in some ways taking political stances on things, which is another interesting element.
You're absolutely right. And there's another thing that there's other states too that protect the employees from political grandstanding of your boss, right? So, they can't come down and now they can, in most states, we can have a big talk and we can talk about, all right, here's the legislation that's out there. Here's the stuff that would help us, but they can't force you to vote a certain way. They can't say, hey guys, we really need to be polluting in that river over there. And this one guy kind of told us that we could do that. If we, you can't do, you can't coerce and you can't do stuff like that. But you're right. That becomes an issue too. When the employer is starting to be the one that's sort of dictating, hey, it'd be really okay if you wanted to help us out with your vote. That's an issue too.
Mm-hmm. There are employers.
Although unions, a lot of the time, that's like, this is how we're going to vote.
But that's the many times the members of the union are going to disagree. But that's how unions work.
Yeah.
But I would say that there are some employers who are like, no one is going to tell me I can't talk about it. And you know what? If I talk about it and you don't want to spend money at my place, so be it. I mean, there are those stubborn employers out there, and good luck with that if you don't agree.
It's America, and you know what? You have no right. You have the right to run your business into the ground if that's what you think.
That's what you want to do. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, and look, there are companies out there that do quite well with political branding.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, in Texas, there's a company here. I don't know if you have it up there, Black Rifle Coffee. That does quite well. Chick-fil-A is, I don't know that they tend to be a political football. I don't know if that's what they want or that's what they intend, but that can be. So they do quite well. And there's
Hobby
other
Lobby,
companies too they have social. They have these social campaigns, and they intentionally go into the culture war, thinking that they're going to profit off of one side or the other. So, you're absolutely right that there are companies that will sort of jump into the fray. But again, to me, if you're running a laundromat, that's a great way to go out of business. It is. Piss off half of your customer base. We
have red washers and blue washers. You can use whichever one you affiliate with. So
that's right. That's
right. Jeremy, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you. We always enjoy it.
Always, guys. Have a good morning.
All right, you do the same. The bottom line is you will be better off if you don't get into it with a coworker.
Yeah, or on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that right, but there's a lot of people that are keyboard warriors that I'm following. You follow throughout the day, and they're going for days back and forth with somebody they don't even know.
Yeah, you're better off. Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say there was a time when our grandparents would never share.
Don't talk about politics.
They would not talk about politics, but they wouldn't share their vote.
Yeah.
They would never tell someone
Very
how they were
secret.
going to vote.
Yeah.
And there were many reasons for that. And maybe we ought to learn from that just a little bit. A couple of comments here. I got a bunch. This is from Fred in Clinton. In 2008, we lost an irreplaceable voice in American journalism when Tim Russert passed away. He was a moderator of Meet the Press for 16 years. Russert interviewing Kamala Harris would be very, very interesting. And remember, he worked for Daniel Patrick Moynihan. Russert did. So Russert was a Democrat, but you wouldn't know it. He would grill a Democrat just as hard as he would grill a Republican.
He was an impartial news person.
An equal opportunity offender, if you will. He was impartial.
Fred Clinton went on to say Russert oftentimes would get a politician's position on subject and expose the politician's hypocrisy by showing a video where he or she said exactly the opposite and asked for an explanation. He did it to Democrats and Republicans. In fact, I remember where I was when I found out that Tim Russert died. was in your studio on Genesee Street during the program, during the morning show.
It was a terrible loss.
Yeah.
And I've never watched Meet
One
the
of the
Press.
last two true journalists.
I've not watched Meet the Press as dedicatedly. Since. And then here's just a couple more. Lance, I just want to get you in on this, Lance. I do believe, he says, the congressional race is going to be decided by local voters. Yeah, the main issues around here, cost and inflation. Yet for you...
Yeah, we went over this already. I read that.
Oh, you read that?
Yeah.
But there's
You've already
another.
reacted.
I'm preluding.
Oh, okay.
It's a prelude to this next comment. I'm just saying, Lance, it's for you. That's you talking. And then he says, and just for the record, did you read this one?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
That he's not a Brandon Williams fan, but he's got to talk about the local issues or whatever.
All right. Well, apparently I don't listen to what you say.
You never do. You
No,
tell
I
me you
don't.
want me to read these comments.
Apparently, I don't listen. River Hills Properties is something that Andrew does for a living. He is a real estate agent. I listen to that. I know what you do.
It took a lot for me, a lot of time for me to say it, but yes, you do.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you do other than the radio show? I am a real estate agent at River Hills Properties. I am there every time the house is shown.
That's right.
I start working for the customer who is selling their home from the very, very beginning. I show up at every single pinnacle event and
every
the
part of the
process.
transaction.
Every part of that transaction, and that includes the appraisal,
the inspections, the final walkthrough,
the closing.
Yeah.
You're there from start to finish.
Bingo.
Your listing agent works hard for you, the seller. And every River Hills agent, there's about 80 of them, every single one does the same thing. River Hills Properties, Barnaville, Little Falls, Rome, and Utica. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. And can you get a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle and get an incredible deal on it? Well, you know the answer to that. Ricky Z says, come on down. You need a lower payment. We'll help you out. We'll make it happen. Let's make your deal on a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle at Steep Pony Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. They only select the best late model Mazdas for their Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles, offering them a 160-point inspection and the balance of the 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So Rick says, come in, let's make your deal on a new Mazda from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, where it's always easy to do business. Steep Pony Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Now, I'm going to...
break.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. Andrew Reed,
It's been
stand
a half
by.
hour.
He's making me take a break. I'll come back in
4 minutes.
3 minutes and 44 seconds. Coming right back.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo, Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Here in Utica, we're not just growing, we are flourishing. Be sure to support our new businesses and our local economy.
A-List Salon and Beauty Bar, 227 Elizabeth Street, Utica. Fab 5 Events can be reached at fab-5-events.com. The newly renovated Opuston Apartments, 1431 Genesee Street, Utica.
Please join the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce in welcoming these new businesses. Here we grow again.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Trek Bicycle, New Hartford is your destination for the latest products from Trek and Bontrager. Service and tune-ups for bikes of any brand, and a great place to find the perfect road, city, mountain, or electric bike to fit your riding style. Whatever your experience level and however you like to ride, stop by Trek New Hartford in the Crossroad Plaza off of Seneca Turnpike and say hi, meet the team, and browse their wide selection of bikes and gear.
Do not buy a mattress at the New York State Fair from some out-of-town dealer. Get your quote at the fair, bring it to any Mattress Express. We'll meet or beat any price from the New York State Fair on the same or comparable mattress. You'll get it delivered quickly and have local service when the out-of-town guys are gone.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Lance, you can't let it go. So someone disagrees with my opinion but doesn't even remember disagreeing with my opinion. That happened 20 minutes ago.
Oh.
He's talking about me.
I know what he's saying.
When I said I didn't remember.
Because I read the comment.
Yeah, I didn't
you
remember.
You responded, and then you read the comment again and responded.
Here's the thing, Lance. When it comes to you, Andrew says something, I don't even listen to it. I just say I disagree. And I'm always right. It's unbelievable.
Says you.
Says me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Try working with him, Lance. No, I'm kidding.
Listen, here's the reality. For you, that's what's important. I get it. You can't tell people what isn't important for them. It just doesn't work that way, number one. But beyond that, I do think how much a dozen eggs costs is going to play a role. So I agree with you. How much we're paying for whatever it is. You know what I'm not happy about is how much I'm paying for auto insurance. Mine has gone sky high.
You know what
Yes, I had 3 accidents, but I still...
Do you know what I'm happy
I didn't
about?
have any accidents. Mine went way high.
You know what I'm very, very happy about? GoNet speed is quickly creeping to my neighborhood. Yeah. I'm seeing signs all over North Utica. I'm in North Utica. It's almost there. And I looked at the rate sheet. What you could get a gigabyte of speed.
$99.
No.
$89.
Less. Yeah. Right around $79.
And then 2 gigabytes for $99.
Yeah, if you wanted to do more. Yeah.
Or 2 terabytes.
It is
No,
awesome.
It's a gigabyte. 2 gigabyte service.
And I can see them doing the physical line work. It's coming. It's coming soon.
I should have said to Lance, listen, I'm on oral chemo. Of course I don't remember
come on.
what I said 20 minutes ago.
You're going to play that card to him?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know why I can't. I think I can do it. So, yeah, Lance, pick on the guy who's got the problem.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Okay.
Yep.
That's how you are. On the line right now is Andrew Reed with his legal approach. And this is the Reed Rundown.
The Reed Rundown.
That wasn't as loud as
the Gilligan's Island lightning strike. Good morning, Andrew Reed. How long do you have, Andrew? I don't want to screw you up here.
Yeah.
I've got until 7:40.
Okay.
8:40.
8:40. All right. All right. 8:40.
We have to lightning round these.
All right. Here it is, the Reed Rundown. Topic 1, a drunk toddler stumbles into walls after I saw this story, after the restaurant served her wine instead of apple juice.
Oh, this is awesome.
I'm really curious. Is this an automatic lawsuit, or if the kid didn't suffer any damages and the family didn't suffer any damages, there's really no lawsuit there?
And could it be criminal?
What's the answer?
It's one I will say, from the reports, it's still under investigation, and as of right now, no lawsuits have been filed.
All right.
I'm sure there can be something. I'm sure there will be potentially some case, arguably, to at least cover the medical expenses of getting the child checked out and continue to verify that there hasn't been any issues, things of that nature. Question of criminality, it's one, maybe, but my guess is it's going to come down to, based on the reports, an honest mistake by a server. Someone had filled up what the bottle that was marked as apple juice with their house cooking wine instead and forgot to change their label. And that's how this resulted. So it's one, just a tragic mistake, but it highlights the issue of, if you are in a service industry, always double check things, always verify, don't skip any steps, because that can lead to serious problems.
By the way, it was the Fujiyama Japanese restaurant. So, and the kid was 2 years old. I'm surprised the kid didn't take a sip of it and say yuck, because a lot of times that's what a toddler will do if they take a sip of alcohol. Not that I know. Topic 2, a California man is body slammed and handcuffed for not wearing a beach badge while surfing on the Jersey shore. Let's not forget, this is Jersey. What do you think?
It's one. This one will be, essentially, it comes down to, an officer was asking this gentleman to stop and verify if he actually had paid for his beach badge, which essentially is a situation of a day pass to access a particular facility, in this case the beach. And because he didn't stop, they arrested him for obstruction. So that's essentially how this came about.
All right. And then finally, so we can get you out of here, Telegram CEO Pavel Durov.
Oh yeah, this is a big
is being
story.
accused of not taking sufficient action to limit criminal activity on the messaging app. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who made waves as a key witness in the impeachment trial against Trump, issued a warning to Elon Musk on Sunday after Telegram messaging had what the CEO was arrested in France. What is this story, and what do you think?
Yeah, so this one just highlights all these apps out there, messaging, social media. There's a fine line between privacy and also just moderating the content on it. And that's really where this comes about. Telegram has been very heavily involved on the privacy side. And so a lot of people are saying, well, you're not helping enough. So that's where it's at.
All right. Andrew Reed, as always, we enjoy having you on. Have a wonderful week.
Absolutely. Glad to be on.
Enjoy the holiday. Thank you.
That was the Reed Rundown. We need an explosion. We got to get Megan on that. We need an explosion.
Okay, I'm going to break quickly, and then we'll talk to Ryan Nobles. I'll get to more comments. A ton of comments today.
It's a very active audience
I don't know
today.
Why? What's
We're getting
going on
people
here?
fired up.
Why you'd be all fired up? Daylight Donuts is your place for the best coffee, the best New York style bagels, and the donuts are made there in house. The breakfast sandwiches, all of that, and they have all your flavors of lattes, everything from the almond joy to pumpkin spice, the matcha green tea latte, and the list goes on. The drive-thru, you're not sitting and waiting forever in that drive-thru. You're in and you're out, and you're on your way. And the coffee is just better. Chuck Zadella says, come on down and give us a try in the village of New Hartford. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
Don Hartman and staff would like to invite you to save 30% on timeless treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques. For the entire month of September, enjoy 30% off the entire store, excluding gold jewelry and coins. Find unique items like furniture, lighting, stoneware, china, toys, glass, silver, costume jewelry, collectibles, and more. Visit us on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at thepottingshedantiques.com. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come find your next one-of-a-kind piece today at the Potting Shed Antiques.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Looking to do something fun for the whole family? Stop in at the 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 13th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 7th and 8th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the ongoing recovery efforts in Rome.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to goodrx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. With just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and do it now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Save money, same service with Pure Talk.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
This is actual footage of Bill Keeler doing a radio show on WIBX. Sadly, his career was found in a heavily wooded area. If you know the person or persons who ended the radio career of Bill Keeler, please tell them thanks on behalf of the people of Central New York.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, it's all happening in Herkimer County. Explore the Herkimer Diamond Mines. Savor the taste of Herkimer cheese. You can still take a boat tour down the historic Erie Canal. It leaves from the Waterfront Grill and jumps along the Mohawk. Rocky Theato down there will be ready to take care of you afterwards. Happening the Herkimer Diamond Days. That happened back on August 10th. I hope you enjoyed it. Frankfurt Harbor Fest is in September 12th. The Little Falls Cheese Festival in October. Same thing with the Little Falls Garlic Festival. It is happening in Herkimer County, and in some cases, it has already happened.
That's right.
On the line right now, coming to you live from the National Mall, the one and only. Here he is from NBC, Ryan Nobles. This thing's a little bit over the top here.
That's my new intro music. I'll play it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yep.
I had no idea that Little Falls was known for garlic. That's an update.
And cheese. And cheese.
I did not know that either. However, I do think that there are a lot of Italians in Little Falls.
Okay.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the reason. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning.
How are you guys today?
Well, there is, let's start, if we could.
Been a heated morning, Ryan.
Yeah, a lot of comments, a lot of, let's start with this. So there's a thing back and forth saying the congressional race here, NY22, Brandon Williams and John Mannion. Mannion is a state senator who is moderate and quite popular, although he is leading one of the issues he says is the big issues in the 22nd Congressional District is women's reproductive rights. And I just, now Lance is disagreeing with me, saying people don't care about that. They care about how much they're spending on eggs and, all of that. I do think they care about the cost of food and inflation. But if you're younger, if you're a female, reproductive rights, abortion is a big, big issue.
Yeah, listen, neither of you are wrong. I think that those are the two maybe most important issues on the ballot this fall. And
I agree.
And I do think if you're a Republican, you'd rather talk about inflation, and if you're a Democrat, you'd rather talk about reproductive rights. And because most of the country is really concerned about the rising cost of goods, what your receipt looks like when you head to the grocery store. But there's also a huge swath of the country that is also worried about this uncharted territory that we're in the wake of Roe v. Wade being overturned. And so the one thing I'll say about it is, when you look at a poll, most polls tell you, and most Americans will tell you when they answer a poll, that the economy is the issue that they consider to be their number one and top choice. But every single time abortion has been on the ballot since Roe v. Wade was overturned, voters have come out in droves expressing their displeasure with that decision. And that includes a lot of ruby red places like Kansas and Ohio and places like that. So, a lot of times, we're looking at ballot measures that are, very specifically tailored to ask that question about where you stand on reproductive rights. So it doesn't necessarily transfer to a congressional race specifically. But I do think that if Republicans kind of act as though this isn't as big an issue as they are, they do so at their own peril. And I do think in a congressional district like the one you're talking about, which is one of the swingiest in the country, where you're talking to a lot of middle-of-the-road voters here. These aren't people that are hard right or hard left. I do think abortion is going to be among the top issues that's going to decide who wins that race.
I'm with you.
Well, the DCCC has been spending a lot of money already on various cable networks and even the Yes Network on this issue against Brandon Williams so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise. I mean, if you look at their playbook right now, this is what they're deploying in all of their top 20 races all around the country. They want to pin the Republican incumbents down on this issue. And what I think the Democratic campaign arm is trying to argue is that even if a individual member of Congress says that they're pro-choice and says that they're not for a national ban, the argument they're making is that if you give power to Republicans, that Republicans are going to push for a national ban. And I think that's the overwhelming driving concern of many women across the country is that, maybe, especially in a state like New York, right? I mean, I think the argument that Brandon Williams would probably make to his constituents is that you don't have to worry about abortion rights in New York. And, this isn't Alabama. It's not Texas. It's not Idaho. But what the Democratic campaign arm wants to remind voters in central New York is that it doesn't matter how, strict or not strict or liberal the New York laws are as it relates to abortion. If Donald Trump wins the White House and Republicans win the House and Senate, there will be a push for a national ban. Now, whether or not that passes, I think is probably up in the air, but there will be a push for a national ban. And if that happens, you're going to have a congressman that's going to have to make a tough decision and either buck his party or, buck his constituents. And so I think that's the argument that they're coming back to over and over again. But the other, if I can just make this quick point, because I think your congressional district is one of the most important on this particular issue, is that the game has changed so much now when you make this argument with Kamala Harris at the top of the Democratic ticket versus Joe Biden at the top of the Democratic ticket. Democrats, especially in a state like New York, where there wasn't a huge motivation for the every 4-year voter to come out and vote with Joe Biden at the top of the ticket because New York is not a competitive state. Now, all of a sudden, it's a different proposition. You have the opportunity to perhaps vote for the first black woman to be president of the United States. You also have someone at the top of the ticket who speaks very strongly about reproductive rights in a way that Joe Biden couldn't. That's one of the big ways that the switch at the top of the ticket has changed the game in a congressional district like yours.
Yeah, I think it is. I completely agree. It is. It is, and then you get stories out there, and people will have sympathy and think about a national ban when you see Alabama debating over whether or not somebody can be arrested for helping a female cross the state line to get an abortion. I mean, where are we going here? We're going too far with this. My opinion.
Well, I think that, this is something that Republicans and abortion opponents have long hoped for, was the overturning of Roe v. Wade. I think that much of their political apparatus and effort was put into specifically that, and it was, to get conservative justices into the Supreme Court. There wasn't a lot of thought put into what happens the day after.
What now? What now?
Yeah, and I think that in many ways they're the dog that caught its tail. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you're seeing is that even amongst the pro-life community, people that in general are opposed to the idea of an abortion and would like to see the number of abortions reduced across the country, there's a wide range of opinions as to how you apply that, right?
Right.
And with Roe v. Wade being overturned, you've basically opened up Pandora's box when it comes to issues like IVF and fertility treatments and conception and also life-saving measures for the life of a mother who's dealing with a difficult or crisis pregnancy. So all of these things are, there was such a very kind of black and white focus to abortion for so long because of Roe v. Wade. It was really just about overturning that constitutional protection of abortion. Now that no longer exists, you're seeing why this issue is so complicated. And why it really puts Republicans in a difficult position to try and explain their way out of it.
And you're living under a rock if you don't realize we're in a sky is falling mentality when it comes to politics right now. Trump will tell you if Kamala Harris gets elected, America will no longer exist. Democrats will tell you same thing about Trump. They'll also tell you if Trump gets elected, they're going to take away your rights. There's going to be a national ban. So people are hearing that. And they're getting mailers on that. So it's no wonder they're thinking about it. And believe me, in this case, the Democrats want this to be a big issue for voters.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, the biggest reason that Democrats want this to be an issue that's front and center is because there has been a clear demonstration that it is a winner at the ballot box for them.
Yep.
So the more that they are talking about abortion, the more that voters are talking about abortion, the better they do at the polls. Now, that being said, they still got to deal with the economy, right? Like
Sure.
this is not something that's just going to go away for them. And poll after poll shows in general that voters do trust Republicans more with the economy than they do Democrats. And you can spout all the statistics that you want about the state of the economy and the health of the economy and the jobs numbers and all that. If people just feel when they go to the grocery store that they're getting screwed, they're going to take that out on the person that they think is most responsible.
Yep.
Now, in your congressional district, Brandon Williams is a sitting member of Congress, so he's basically, I think the argument can be made: what have you done in your role as a member of Congress to hold down inflation? He can blame that all on the Biden administration, but just like Kamala Harris owns a good chunk of the Biden agenda, if you're an incumbent, you own the situation as it currently exists.
Right.
So. The economy is massively important. Abortion is massively important. I don't know which one is more important, and I think it could be different in every district across the country.
Yep. Mike says here in our area, Sangertown Square has lost many stores because of the economy. How many stores have closed at the National Mall, and do they still have a Macy's?
Or a Sears?
The National Mall is expanding. I can tell you that. If you have not been here, the Air and Space Museum has been completely renovated and is absolutely gorgeous. It has a number of new exhibits and is fantastic. So I highly recommend that. But many of the Smithsonians are expanding. There was, in fact, a crane over my head during my live shot, which was beeping very loudly, but I kept it together. I kept my composure.
We did see you on the Today Show.
I love
morning.
that shirt.
All right,
a good golf shirt.
Quickly. We are in it. We gotta put wins back to back to back. We gotta sweep a few, maybe the White Sox, the Mets. Ryan are in it.
They are, but man, Bill, they're making me nervous. They're still 3 games behind the Braves right now.
Yeah, I know.
They have a very difficult stretch. I mean, losing that game, the last game of
that was a terrible loss.
Series,
yep.
was a heartbreaker. You're at the stage now of this season where every loss hurts. You can't just wash it away and act like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the Padres are a very good team. That was a big win last night. The Diamondbacks are red hot.
Yep.
So if they can take 2 or 3 from the Diamondbacks and, like you said, go sweep the lowly White Sox and then come home. They've been on their road. They've just been on a brutal road stretch.
Oh, this is a tough road stretch. And the other part of this is that's difficult is when they win, so do the Braves and the Phillies. When
the Braves, I think, are 8-2 in their last 10. Yeah,
it is a real problem. So, all right, Ryan. Well, listen, have a wonderful Labor Day, and we'll talk next week.
My 20th wedding anniversary coming up, Bill. So.
Happy. I remember that wedding.
That,
it was a great time. Yes, it was. So,
right.
Good
Thanks,
stuff,
buddy.
Ryan. Happy anniversary.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy anniversary.
Gotta go. Where do you want to
go to 5820?
5820. Let me just tell you about Ryan and Carrie when they were married.
Great people, the best.
The wedding celebration was down in Cooperstown at the Farmers Museum down that way. It was just awesome. All right, now I'm going even more. You want me to talk more?
Break.
I got a break. We're back tomorrow.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is here. Take up to 60 months to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified customers. Save up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic, $1,000 on Purple, $700 on Stearns & Foster, and $1,350 on Puffy.
Summer is here, and at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer, we're celebrating with unbeatable offers on trucks and SUVs perfect for your summer adventures. Check out the 2024 Trailblazer LS with the convenience package and remote start. Lease it now for just $279 a month. Or if you're ready to take on any terrain, drive away in the 2024 Equinox LS all-wheel drive Midnight Edition. Leased for only $349 a month. That's right. Both leases are for 3 years with 10,000 miles per year. Just $1,000 down payment plus all taxes and fees and your first payment due on delivery. But remember, you must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial and have a current lease in your household. Hurry in. These sizzling summer deals end August 31st. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer or online at StevePawneeChevy.com. Together, let's drive Steve Pawnee Chevrolet, where summer drives and unbeatable deals come together.
On September 20th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, a 24-hour day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Join us at givemb.org and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Indicted again, Gianna Gelosi. Fox News special counsel Jack Smith revisiting previous election subversion charges against former President Donald Trump to work around the recent Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity.
The former president still has the same 4 core charges from when he was indicted last year. It narrows some of the language. The language is a little bit tighter, and it takes out mentions of certain people that special counsel Jack Smith felt that he could not move forward if he wanted to be successful in court. Something else to point out, a brand new grand jury heard evidence in this case and decided to indict. This is not the same grand jury from last year. Now, this all comes after the Supreme Court early last month on July 1st ruled on presidential immunity, ruling in Trump's favor, making it more difficult for Jack Smith, the special counsel, to bring in certain aspects of his original case, a case that was supposed to go to trial, Brett, in early March of this year, but the justices ruled that presidents have broad immunity for official duty.
Fox's David Spunt to the Harris Walls campaign. campaign going to kick off a bus tour rolling through southern Georgia.
The Harris campaign thinks that with President Biden off the ticket, they have Georgia back in place. So they have not designed this bus tour that starts today with the vice president and Governor Walz just to try to run up the score in Atlanta, where Democrats typically do very well. They're going to be in some more rural parts of the state, too. Politico is reporting they are trying to mirror the playbook that helped Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff win in Georgia in 2021. The Republican ticket, meanwhile, is zeroing in on more traditional battleground states. President Trump is going to be in Michigan and Wisconsin tomorrow.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey. And President Joe Biden became the first Democrat to win Georgia since Bill Clinton in 1992. Senator J.D. Vance campaigning in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin today. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, I'm a gun guy, Second Amendment guy, and I want to tell you about a family-owned company that I just love. It's Henry Repeating Arms. Now, they make more than 200 models of rifles, shotguns, revolvers right here in America. The quality's so good, they have a lifetime guarantee. The craftsmanship and smooth action, they are top-notch. I speak from experience. Every Henry I own, accurate right out of the box. They've all been reliable ever since. The best way to learn about Henry, get their free catalog. They'll send you free decals and a list of dealers where you are and a great newsletter. Just go to henryusa.com. That's one word, henryusa.com. Click on the free catalog button. It's in the upper right-hand corner. And they even donate to our military and veterans and law enforcement and first responders, children's hospitals, families with sick kids. They do it all. And also Guns for Great Causes programs. Anyway, go to henryusa.com, get your free catalog, free decals, and a list of dealers where you are, henryusa.com.
This is Dr. Robert Fleischer, urologist with Mohawk Valley Health System. MVHS, in collaboration with Upstate Urology, is hosting a free prostate cancer screening event throughout the month of September to recognize Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and encourage men to get screened. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer and unfortunately the second leading cause of cancer death in American men. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime. Early diagnosis of prostate cancer significantly increases the likelihood of survival. The free screenings include a prostate exam with a prostate-specific antigen blood test. I strongly encourage all men aged 45 to 75 to participate. Early detection can mean the difference between life and death. For more information or to register, please visit mvhealthsystem.org or call 315-624-4600. That's 315-624-4600.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Hey, I'm going to let you in on a wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they want you to think that unlimited data is fantastic. Well, the fact is, it's not. Pure Talk, my cell phone company, only charges you for data that you need. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data, plus mobile hotspot. Just